Perfect. All right, I'm going to press the button, and then there'll be a delay of about 10 seconds before we start. All right, uno, dos, tres.
That 10 seconds always.
I'm going to immediately throw that share up.
We on?
Yep, good to go.
Hey, welcome to tonight's episode of Chaotic Awesome. I am the man, the myth, the Megazord, and I'll be your dungeon master tonight. Let's see, let's go through announcements. 2 weeks until CAFCON, a little less than that. John and Josh will be there. Jake is working on a really awesome cosplay. And we'll be posting at least some teaser photos soon, right, Jake?
That's all they're getting is teaser photos.
That's all they're getting is teaser photos. All right, and we have John back tonight. He missed an episode, but we're happy to have him back. We are down Violet though, Kelsey. So we miss you, Kelsey. Come back to us soon. But other than that, we're ready to go, right? Anyone else want to say anything? Okay. Alright, so just to recap, if you missed last episode, because I know it took us a while to get that on YouTube, there was a lot of meetings that were intended. Lord Roger Glitterhammer has left Whitewall, and most importantly, on their way out of the city, they were attacked by Toxica, and they managed to capture and subdue Toxica. Okay? John, you took the death of Tiburon very rough.
Which one was Tiburon?
Here's the Paladin.
Oh, right.
And you hadn't really got a chance to deal with that, so you kind of did in the way Desmo would and dealt with it in his cups. So you were kind of MIA.
Like I say, I blacked out a little, and
yes.
If I have any memory loss, I'll attribute it to that.
Yes.
You know, my short term, the kind of memory that I memorize my spells with is still pretty sharp. But Desmo's 65 and he drinks a lot and he loses a little on the short term.
Yes. So we're actually going to start about a few hours after you guys capture Desmo, just so you're back in town. Toxica, sorry. Back in town with her in the cage that you originally stole from her. And before we begin, just go down starting with John. Clackenkimber down there and say your name and your character, race, and class, and all that stuff.
Yep. So I'm John Clackenkimber, and I'm playing Davos, the champion fighter.
I'm Josh Griffey. I will be playing the thief, Reginald Abernathy de jour.
All right, Josh, I want you to redo that, but all in Reginald form.
I'm a little on the spot now here.
Yeah.
Tonight I will be playing the role of Reginald Abernathy de jour. It will be a pleasure for both of us.
My name is Jacob Shaw. I am playing Judar Brightcrest, the human variant cleric of the Tempest and servant of Lord Tyr.
I am Cassie Thomas. I am playing Rogar Kriv, the brass dragonborn druid.
And I am John Luker. I am playing Desmonus Cartanian, the wizard class.
Also known as Desmo. Everyone's favorite.
An
Desmo.
old man
Whatever.
maverick.
So, you guys are back in town. Judar refused to put Toxica down at all until he got to throw her in the cage himself. And the door slams shut. And when it does, you notice the whole silver bars, not quite apparently magical, but, you know, shinier silver than just, like, stainless steel. All shimmer as the door shuts behind it, and you can see the metal almost seems, without moving in form, but tighten. You know, it just looks stiffer and more squeezed than it did before. There was a person in there.
Some kind of anti-magic shell or something is in here. Great. Well, now I feel better about that. And now I'm going to burn a first level spell to heal myself.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I've got a couple of those left.
So you're delayed today from your normal mission. Anyone want to do anything in town while you're still in town? we'll go down the line. Do you need anything to do, John?
A little better about that.
I do not need to do anything in the town. I do not believe.
No, I'm good. I want to get onto this mission.
Okay. It's too late tonight. You wouldn't want to set
Oh,
off.
right.
Just,
I'm
yeah.
good.
I want to stock by a local general goods store and stock up on some clerical supplies and dump about 40 or 50 gold into some simple stuff like candles, holy symbol.
Yeah, and you also get rations because no one bought rations last time.
So I might drop 50 gold on that.
I think I'm good to go.
Good to go.
I will need to purchase a large number of chemicals and test tubes in order to invent aspirin to smother this vast headache I'm emerging from.
Actually, I have something for that. I want you to take a d20
Oh.
and roll and add your. You show John where his proficiency bonuses on his character sheet.
Oh, I'll find it.
It's all. It should be on the front page. That's the back page. Back page.
There it is. +2.
Yes. So roll the d20
Just
plus
let me
2.
open this up.
If you get over a 12, you will have made not aspirin, but some sort of chemical that you believe.
I was actually kidding,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
But you believe it'd help you with a headache. It's like pickle juice and salt and.
Bunch of sodium and water.
Try some charcoal or
5 + 2 is a 7. I get nothing.
No, you're still kind of.
Nothing works.
I want you to spend the next couple hours really focusing on the Belt of Dwarvenkind and
Attuning to it.
the Gauntlets of Overpower and the Armor of Ikar, just to make sure that I understand full well what it is that I've donned.
Gotcha. You also have about a beard as thick as your beard is now.
I panic and I immediately try to shave it off.
Okay. It is thick, tough hair. You cut yourself several times because you've never shaved before.
Want to make a performance check or something? Damn.
Alright, I'll let you make a charisma check. Charisma. The lower, the more you cut yourself.
Here, I'll help you.
I offer to help with my kiss dagger. Set ablaze. I'll just burn it off.
You only cut yourself twice.
Just simple little nicks.
Yeah, little nicks. You're putting
I'm like, man, I hope that doesn't happen again.
cloth. Yeah. That night, you guys would have to attend dinner. Before then, though, actually, the brass figure that is Antonidas seems to be hovering near the cage, just kind of pacing back and forth.
Who is that?
That
Do you
was
have-
the
Hey,
guy
noisy
that's
neck.
identifying items for you.
Do you have a problem with her? Are you curious about the cage or the woman inside of it?
Who is the woman inside the cage?
Her name is Toxica. She's a member of the Reach. We sealed her in there because we're under the impression that she has bound herself to a different plane due to some sort of magic. We can't kill them. They simply just fizzle to dust and come back the next day or two.
All the Reach does that. You managed to capture one?
Yeah, it was just some quick thinking at the last second to try and stop her from continuing to harass me.
Have you told Lord Gregory?
I haven't gotten to yet. We just got back. I'm rather tired.
I'll sit here and watch her.
Don't take her anywhere, would you?
Wouldn't dream of it.
Inside check.
Go ahead.
12.
He seems, I'll tell you, don't whisper for that. Seems more curious than hostile. Could be curious about the cage, too. He seems to touch that a little as well.
Is it just because he has like a thing for metal though? Like,
Are you gonna ask him that?
no, certainly not. That's good.
All right.
problem.
So I head back into the main area to see if Glimmerhammer and them are done because the last time I went to see him, he was very weary from the fight.
Glimmerhammer has already left.
Again?
Glimmerhammer, Darren, and Tonk took off. Jonah is still here for now.
I want to speak to his father.
Gregory and the large golden iron golem that stands next to him is.
Who's the one who's dancing around the cage right now?
No, that's Antonius. That's the brass.
Okay, so
there's 2 dragons in town, basically.
okay, so I would like to go ahead and go speak to Gregory.
Okay, what do you say to him?
Gregory, we have captured a member of the Reach, and the Lord of Whispers, or whatever he calls himself, is currently watching the cage. He told me to inform you.
I mean, that was a lot at once, so he looks up. I need to move these. I like being near him. He is writing, and he looks up at you. Antonius?
That's the one.
Yeah. What now? Start over.
The members of the Reach. I am under the impression they are binding themselves to a different plane through some form of magic that is unfamiliar to me. They seem to fizzle to dust and come back in a day or two whenever we fight them and kill them. So I did subdue her, and we had locked her into a cage that we had found that seems to have some kind of anti-magic properties. But she's locked here in town. I was told to come and get you by Antonius.
That is quite impressive. Did you do this by yourself?
Well, no. I travel with quite an accomplished team. It was just some thinking on my feet.
We've wanted to interrogate a member of the Reach for a long time. But
all I could really say is, what can I say except you're welcome?
Gosh. You don't do that in real life, do you? Or in the game? Not in real life.
No.
Okay.
I say, well, I'm glad I could be of service.
Yeah, he seems amazed. He says, we seem to be like a dog. That's
chasing cars.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Weird. I was gonna think in this world.
I was gonna say carts, but yeah.
I think a dog could pretty much.
Should I have the
but
cage
doesn't
brought
know what to
here?
do.
Because I'm not sure how long it might contain her or anything. It's a rare, weird artifact. I have no idea what it's actually doing to her.
Where did you get this cage?
We actually found she was toting it up towards a building on the hill with a entourage of a bunch of skeletons and a skeleton minotaur. We had beaten her there and slayed the forces, but we actually threw it down the cliff and stored it here in town for a couple days until we found use for it. So it's something she knows more about than we do.
You guys don't plan ahead well, do you?
No, sir.
Well,
but we think well on our feet.
Do you think it'll hold her?
I'd rather someone else have a look at it. I'm not experienced enough to answer that question. Your friend here might actually know more, given his stature.
Oh, he's old and dumb. And you see
Does he react?
No, he's like this hard, stressed, almost looks like an iron golem, but made out of gold. And you see its form go from more of a statue to a relaxed position after that joke was made. Kind of like he's shrugging off an insult from an old friend. So yeah, that's
kind
how
of shakes his arms out like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. No, I mean, that guy is Brock. So
can I bring the cage to you?
I'll send Jonah to look at it. He's a little more versed with this kind of stuff.
Please take care. I really don't want to have her on my back again.
Yeah.
Please.
If anything, we'll put another cage around it. 2 cages won't hurt.
2 cages better than 1. I've heard that.
Yeah. Was Reginald with you?
He actually did see the end of that fight. Yeah, he saw how we took her.
I'm
Would
sure
you like him
he
to go get it?
What?
We like sending him on missions.
Yeah.
He's good at fetching things
Yes.
Yes.
and stealing things without anybody seeing,
Really?
which seems useful and very unuseful at the same time.
Never got that impression
Plenty
of
useful
him.
to me. Just universally useful.
Yeah.
God?
Well, if you guys come to dinner tonight, you'll get to meet Reginald's promised.
Oh, yes, I forgot. How exciting.
And then he gets up from the table and tends, you know, he's real busy. There's other people waiting in line to talk to him, pulling him every which direction.
I bow out.
Yeah. And, okay, so we're going to cut out from there. We have about an hour before dinner. Does anyone want to do anything?
Yeah. So I need to buy another javelin because I lost one.
I need to begin to drink heavily.
I joined Desmos to go drink.
I go back and I watch the cage.
So you guys, are you two going to go to the dinner drunk or
No more than usual.
no more than
I
you?
want. I keep a slight, pressure on all the time.
Both of you spend 1 gold on whatever you were drinking. John, a javelin is gonna net you as soon as I find it.
I think we got cheap. Silver. Yeah, know how much we drink.
5 silver pieces, so about half a gold piece.
I'm just gonna watch the cage until Jonah or whatever shows up to.
Yeah. Antonius hasn't left the cage, and he seems to be taking more human color as time goes on.
Do you know what kind of magic is at work here, Antonius? I'm concerned that either other members of the Reach will come for her, or that she'll find a way to escape it. It clearly has some kind of anti-magic properties to it, but who knows if they can't find her still? We really need her to stay here until they can question her.
Agreed.
You're a man of few words, aren't you?
Very few.
Peter Piper Pickford.
So, we're gonna skip to dinner. You guys sit at your normal table in the feasting hall, except for at Gregory's table near the end. There's an extra spot set up for Reginald.
For me.
Yeah, this is the fancy dinner guest you've always wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I'm fucking ecstatic.
yes.
Finally somebody realizes how great I am and invites me to the head table.
You can't wait to steal her heart.
Yeah.
And her voice.
Gregory says, so,
Says to whom?
to you.
To me.
He comes and he's standing behind you before you even get served any food. I managed to get you engaged to a daughter of a banker.
Mm-hmm.
No older. You're eavesdropping. Yeah, so you're not actually at the table, but I just imagine you're walking by several times, like.
Soon.
No older male siblings to inherit.
Mm-hmm.
I know that was part of what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Younger sister. A lot would say prettier sister, but your promised isn't hard in the eyes by any means. I've spoken to her twice now. Not the greatest of conversation.
I see.
But
Perfect.
but I'm sure
Pretty and quiet.
you are clever enough to make the best out of the situation. If you're sure this is what you want.
I'm reasonably sure.
Bankers in the capital, nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's kind of what you're interested in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's other choices if you want to withdraw, but the
Let's meet.
dowry that would come with this one would be the biggest.
Mm-hmm. Let's meet this lovely woman.
Okay. You have to meet her parents first.
Oh, lordy.
That's just how these things go. They're excited to meet you, though. I've spoke highly of you.
That's good. How many lies have you told them?
As much as it took. People tend to believe me, though.
Ben Becker's watching.
Is he?
That's pretty cool.
Hey, Ben Becker. So, with that, he lifts you up from the table, and you go to the complete opposite end of the long table, the head table, where a quite large, mustached man is sitting. He's got dressed kind of modestly for what you think a banker would be dressed as, but he does have the traditional, like revolutionary suit kind of that you wear in the Capitol. His wife, on the other hand, is a tiny woman, or at least what you assume is a wife, or the mother, is completely just adorned with jewelry and a silk purple dress.
I love my new family already.
So it's like the Monopoly Man, but 400 pounds with this Marilyn Monroe-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any symbols on either of them that they are servants of Timora, Tyr?
What symbols you see are more of branding. Make a perception, and I'll give you more. Do you have your shield out? Because you have advantage if you're holding your shield, but...
9. Not 22, 9.
No, you can recognize some companies as he is in a suit, but it seems to be more of less of a religious thing and more of like a NASCAR thing where he's always trying to put his company above the others. Mm-hmm. You don't recognize any of the companies per se.
In the corner, I want to cast Thaumaturgy and just whisper in his ear, "Sued." I don't want him to know where it's coming from.
So you walk up to him and he hops out of the table, joyous as can be. He's about twice your size because you're a half elf.
Mm-hmm.
Half elf. Those details weren't made clear, but no problem. You're kind as I'm already off to a bad start. And he shakes your hand, double handshake.
How do you do, sir? How do you do?
It kind of shakes your whole body because he is quite a large man. Oh yes.
Less excited.
Gregory tells me you are some great paladin of some sort.
I am an adventurer indeed.
Yeah. How many demons and dragons and things like that have you slayed?
Enough. Only as many as have needed fighting.
I'm sure you don't dress like this all the time, right? Because you have quite light armor for such a noble knight on.
We're at dinner, good sir. What would you expect?
And that red coat of yours is red your color? Because I have a gold peacock suit, revolutionary suit that I would prefer you to get married in. I was married in that.
I can always be persuaded. That sounds lovely, sir.
Oh, that's great. So, we have had problems with thieves at our banks in the capital, so I'm sure once you take over the business, whenever you're done with your adventuring, such a noble paladin like you could handle all that, right?
Of course.
Yes, and you always will listen to your father-in-law.
Oh, of course.
When it comes to, I've grown this business quite a bit. So
what greater fount of wisdom would I ever find?
And my daughter, she's a lovely lady, but we know she comes with more than a modest dowry.
I wasn't made aware of the dowry, but please go on.
We will discuss that when time for the wedding is closer.
Of course.
But this will hopefully be your mother-in-law, and this lady seems very uninterested as she just kind of reaches up to shake your hand. Yes, that's fine. now we're in this awkward silence.
Is she even like looking at me? Like
she looks enough. Make an insight check.
I rolled a 19, so 21.
You can't tell if she's uninterested in you, but you get kind of slightly offended because she was looking at you until they mentioned the half-elf thing. So.
Okay, so she's racist. Got it.
I wouldn't say that, but it is her daughter. It's different times, you know. Elves usually don't mix with the other races in this area, so you're more of an interesting case to people.
I see.
And she picks up her wine glass and says, "That's a thin sword for a paladin."
This is my dinner sword. It's ceremonial.
I'm sorry. This is my dinner sword.
More than sufficient for carving beef.
That was good.
Packs of butter.
And where's your squire? Good night.
This is the point where I walk up, and being in like all of my plate mail armor and my royal like dark crimson cape with a gold symbol on it, say, "Sir, do you need anything before I retire for the evening?"
No, thank you so much, my good man. I will see you in the morning.
What's your
Nice
charisma?
to meet you, man.
What's your charisma?
Very low.
Can you tell me what it is?
I could.
Oh fuck! It's an 8. He has an 8 charisma.
Make a performance check.
I'm waiting for like a.
Okay. I've been blacked out for all this time, but I feel the need to jump.
I mean, that's a solid one.
Oh my god.
So it's not a natural one, but with
I
modifiers,
can
it's
do.
a 1.
Don't worry about it.
You seem very disingenuous. You're like, and you miss the handshake a little, and you're like, yes, she can tell that this is facade, and just drinks heavier. But and a better situation is, at that point, the husband says, see, look, honey, he's got a squire who looks sturdy and unshaven.
Can I roll
As
perception?
you already are starting to show like a 5 o'clock shadow.
I'm
And
sorry, sir.
At this point, you realize it for the first time.
I've been dealing with this. Some of the magic items we found from the last dragon we slayed
Magic.
is making my beard grow. I apologize. It's this bulky thing, and I start shaking the belt.
Ooh, what is this? Tell me.
Good day. And I walk off.
Oh.
Hey, I want to roll. Is it perception or insight? I just want to see like when he's like saying this whole spiel about, look, he's got a squire. Like I want to like gauge for how honest does he seem? Like,
Okay.
does he buy it? Does he buy the shit he's saying? I rolled a nat 20.
He's a fool.
Yeah, he is used to trying to convince his wife that things are better than they are.
Yes.
And bigger.
Yeah.
Noted.
Got that.
Noted.
Gosh, Josh over here in 20s.
19,
Like the
20.
birdie of our game.
Jake's over here like
2. -1.
So
I tried to roleplay, buddy. I did my best.
I'll go get my daughter, and you can introduce. I can introduce you to her, and you can introduce me and my wife and my daughter to your the group of adventurers that you undoubtedly lead.
You're a horrible.
Your entourage.
That's what.
I, for instance, am his steward. I handle all his money. Be sure to talk to me about the dowry. I'll see to it that the transfer goes smoothly.
Oh, Desmond, he is such a funny man. He's such a funny wizard.
Actually,
you know
my
how,
gesture.
you know how funny wizards can be.
So-
they're a particular sort.
So he gets up, goes into another room, and he comes out with a girl in this huge, like Victorian bloomed dress, kind of like a Belle from. Is it Belle from Beauty? Which one's from Beauty and the Beast? Belle. Oh god, the internet would have killed me if I got that wrong. Yeah, good one. A dress like that, and her hair is huge, as it's custom in the capital. You can tell that it is not what her hair probably looks like, and she's, in a very proper position.
I see.
And then another daughter comes out, younger and less as well dressed and more revealing, but also in heavy gold, shimmering silk dress, and they go up to this table that has all of you at it. One of which is a big, smelly, scraping, black armored fighter that you're gonna have to explain here in a minute. As the father puts his hand on Davos and says, "Who is this fellow?"
Oh, this is a fighter. He's he's one of the bravest men you'll ever meet in your entire life.
Why is his armor so? You know what? I've never fought monsters in my life, as you can tell. So I have no room to judge. I just was hoping. I wouldn't say hoping. Just your company is strange for someone as noble as you, as I'm told you are.
Strange problems require strange solutions, and we pride ourselves on creativity.
Taking
As
a
a man-
point of inspiration for that. Strange problems cause that and dinner sword. I should have gave you one for that. So tell me about your adventuring, your noble heritage that I assume all of you have. You're very interesting. Honestly, we don't have many Dragonborns in the capital, and what we do have of them are blue and gold. So where are you from? Are you from?
I'm from the capital. I'm originally from Dragodal.
So you have been to the capital.
Yes.
What banking company do you use? Oh no, I promised I wouldn't talk business. I'm sorry.
I have little need for banks. My life is spent on research.
And you are some mighty sorcerer, I take it?
I'm a druid. I'm
Oh.
a sage researcher, though. I spend my life learning, educating myself.
So a librarian?
No. Not quite.
No.
I was a professor.
Oh.
I was but a teen.
Oh, are you a professor at one of the great colleges of magic?
I am. I was.
Excellent. And Mr. Accountant, was it? What did you say? This
He's our wizard, and he's a very funny man.
Oh, I was wondering because.
Yeah, I'm a barrel of laughs.
Oh, okay. You're dressed strange for someone, and you're the strong, silent. Oh, I'm sorry. This is my daughter, and I did not have a name for her, so now it's Belle.
Lovely to meet you, and I didn't have a name for her, so her name is Belle. That's a beautiful name.
She does the, I don't know what this is. Bow.
Curtsy.
That's the word I was looking for. Curtsy. And says, I'm to be Miss I'm sorry. The name was written down for me, and I had trouble. Oh, what's the word? And the mom whispers in her ear, interpreting. Interpreting it.
Oh, that shan't be an issue at all. My name is Reginald Abernathy du Jour, and it is an absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance this evening.
Make her charisma check.
Let me see a 3-sided die.
14 plus 3, 17.
Oh, yeah, it's going well.
I'm going to stand about 60 feet away behind a pillar right about now and look straight at the mom and cast the word command, which only has a verbal component, and tell her to trip.
Oh. Okay. Does she get a save?
Or fall. Yes, she does.
What's the...
Wisdom saving throw.
That's not good. Well, I rolled a 3, so... She trips over nothing.
Trips over her feet.
And everyone seems embarrassed.
And I just start looking away.
And the younger daughter goes, mother's in her cups again, and storms off, upset, and the mom stands up embarrassed, her nice purple dress now stained with darker purple wine, runs off after the daughter, and the husband, who is beet red, says, I am sorry, the family is usually not like this, Mr. du Jour.
It is perfectly all right, sir. Thank you.
And before they leave, because you can tell they're now on their way to, exit the awkward situation.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter goes, is the elf thing gonna make complications for wedding?
I don't think there will be any issues at all with that. No.
No, I mean like for children. And the dad looks really embarrassed.
Oh, well, that.
We will have children, right? And the dad's like doing one of these, but he doesn't know how to necessarily stop the
Pushing
situation.
all of the emergency brakes.
And now I'm gonna try and cast command on him and make him forget.
Can it do that?
One word.
Yeah, but command's like an
But it only
action.
lasts.
Yeah.
For 3 seconds, he's just gonna go.
So yeah, he
For 3 seconds, he just completely.
he pauses
loses.
for 3 seconds. What do you say?
Uh,
I actually don't know. Sorry.
So he looks spacey.
That should I'm no expert, but I don't imagine that will be any issue at all.
And at this point, he comes back to it, and they shuffle off.
Okay.
And
What does any of us know about the biology of elves and humans?
oh, it works just fine.
Okay.
Most races can intermix, but she's just ditzy and doesn't understand.
So I would know, like, as a
I
elf,
think
that
I
that's
know
fine.
what I
Yeah,
think I
just
know what the
freaking out.
problem is here. Young lady, elves have dicks.
Yes. You say that as she's walking away.
What they do?
Gosh.
I just shake my head and take a drink.
Gregory walks up and goes, that from afar looked way worse than I hope it went.
You didn't
I'm
see anything, right?
I saw what looked like a bunch of embarrassing conversation, and I guess the mother is really intoxicated right now.
Yes, she is. Drunk.
Nice beard.
I'm a paladin. They tell me I'm a paladin.
Well, I didn't mention that I said you were a fighter.
Which isn't entirely true. It's not. It's true by action, not by trade.
I bet you call him a noble fighter.
Well, they just assumed through association with me that you were one of my paladins.
I seem to have a lot of assumptions.
Except for the daughter, who doesn't even know how sex works. Apparently,
I'm trying to sell a non-noble half-elf to a noble, wealthy house.
have you told them it's
Forgive
me?
me.
I'm wonderful.
I thought when you met them in person,
I think you need
would
to roll
be
a deception check on that one.
you would be able to make up for it with your charm.
I am doing my best out here, but the situation is not ideal, and I'm getting a lot of help from the team, but we do look a little unconventional.
Yes, I know. We have other options if you're not interested in the banker's daughter.
I'm interested in the.
This was just the wealthiest.
I'm
And
interested
I thought that was
in the
stipulation
situation
that
I'm
you
interested-
wanted.
She seems a little
Useful.
Anyway, why is this guy setting him up?
Reginald
useful,
did him a favor.
Sure.
Oh, is
But-
this a
Perfect.
favor?
And this guy's like, so there's not a king of the country.
Adequate.
There's 5 rulers,
Deceivable.
one of magic,
Deceivable.
nature,
That's
army.
true.
He's like the
Okay,
head general.
I get what
Okay.
I get you. I get it.
Okay.
He's an old paladin. He's one of the people that killed the cloud giants.
Okay.
So if you guys can head off in the morning and we can get back to this later.
I
But
would.
If you want, though, I can look for other options besides her.
Oh no, I think frankly that I would rather not have any more awkward first meetings than we have to. I think that now that we've gotten over the hump here, everything should just go just peachy next
The
time.
only thing that'll be awkward now is the real humpy.
Yes.
That was pretty good.
I walk over to him and I put my hand on his shoulder and I just smile at him and I say, "You're so
so lucky.
You're so...
Is Bella at the table still?
No,
Is
she
near us? Okay.
walked away. Why?
I want to do a check. Let's see if I can do a check on her intelligence, like insider. If you're trying to hook him up with like a really, really dumb girl.
No, she's really dumb. You didn't need to make a check to tell them.
She's like as sharp as a wet tennis ball.
Sir Gregory, I don't mean to ask too many questions, Sir Gregory, but
yeah.
When are you guys going to...
You made a very convincing squire. I was.
I mean,
I was impressed.
there was some things going on behind the scenes.
Hey, you told me you think fast on your feet, and you try. I will say that.
Did you see Make Lady Fall?
Reminds me of myself when I was young. I wish Roderick had your sense of humor.
Thank you. Sir, I don't mean to ask too many questions, but are you intending to interrogate Tox Club the Reach soon?
Oh.
Because I would like to be present if at all possible.
Gosh. War is coming in the morning, and he will take command of White Wall in the time that Roderick's away, and I will be leaving. I'm needed back at the capital.
Sir, I understand you're sharing with me a bunch of things that I don't necessarily have to know, but what I need to know is who is going to deal with Toxica and when. I don't need her at my back anymore, and I'd like to know more about the Reach.
Jonah and Antonidas are going to deal with Toxica under the command of War.
Thank you.
Whatever we find out, we will send for you to inform you.
I've been holding a potion of mind reading for some time now. If you're doing an interrogation that's important for some reason, it might come in handy.
I mean, the only person watching her at the moment is Antonidas.
I've also got the Medallion of Thoughts, which allows me to do the spell Detect Thoughts at least 3 times. So we can...
Well, you guys seem more
So-
prepared than...
Is she human? I don't even know.
She's
this-
drow.
She's drow, and she's twisted.
Then you'll need someone who speaks Elfish to do the mind reading, because you have to be able to...
I can speak a little Elvish.
And I
here
speak
and
Sylvan
there.
quite well.
Then you're the two to do it. Like, if you want that potion, let me know.
I mean,
So you
that
guys
could
just-
be very useful for me, since I'm not the most cunning when it comes to, you know, wit.
Well, with interrogation, with whoever is doing the questioning, you'll be able to tell if she's answering truthfully or not, usually.
True. I mean, if you don't need it, Desmo.
I haven't had any reason for it. I've been saving it for a situation. This seems to be the ideal situation for it.
I personally I need to know more about we're facing. It seems like this is the most pressing matter at this time.
Let me find that. I've got it here somewhere. Potion.
Ben, I have a DM question.
All right.
Do thoughts have a language?
Yes. You have to speak that language. Because it's just like, so, have you ever met someone that speaks in 2 language?
Mhm.
They speak in their head in their normal, their first language.
What if she undercommon?
Just like when you talk to yourself in your head, you're talking to yourself in English.
She's
in your
probably
head.
thinking an undercommon and not Elven or Sylvan. I would think before we blow the potion, I think that you might try your Medallion of Thought.
Yeah, that's rechargeable, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Dave.
should roll for how many I rolled on it this morning. I haven't done that. I got 4 is a reroll on a D3. I got 1. I got 1 go at it.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Shoot.
Well, it recharges every day, doesn't it?
Well, I guess. Well, it's got 3 charges, and then I regain 1 D3.
It had
a
2
day.
charges when you got it, because Jan had used 1.
Okay, and it's been
So it's capped out.
Yeah, it's capped out.
cool. Perfect. I got 3 goes at it.
You're so lucky.
I had something funnier to say than that.
So he hands me.
Sometimes they're smart, sometimes they're dumb, but they're always going to be a lot of fun.
You, sir, have your uses. I am not going to lie.
You got this big meat cleaver on your back, and you're.
He's a walking Fallington himself.
Yep.
What is going on with this armor of of yours, and I would like to reach out but not actually touch it.
Okay.
So, what is
I just glare at him. I don't say anything about it.
noted?
Can
Anyway.
we go visit her just before we get sent on any other missions? If we can extract some information, think of some simple questions, and see how she stammers in thought.
We can do our best. I have my reservations. I don't know that this will work through the cage, and I don't know the wisdom of opening. That is
I
my.
will not open that cage.
Well, we can give it a shot. There's no I can
Worst case
recharge this
scenario.
dawn. You know. So okay.
Worst case scenario,
What kind
let's
of
try
power
and
did
attempt to
this
use.
woman exhibit that makes you so cautious of her?
Excuse me?
What kind of power does this woman exhibit that makes you so cautious of her?
This woman seems to be tied to a demon-serving cult that are binding themselves to a different plane and harassing the people of this city and trading in slaves. If I can find out how they're...
Well, but what powers does she have that make her dangerous?
Resurrection. We threw her off a cliff and couldn't find her.
she dies and comes back, she's a warlock of sorts. She's tied to the quote-unquote three sisters of the Reach. I just need more.
So
of
just
this.
for some
Just
clarification,
but she doesn't shoot fire or breathe toxic gas or anything like that.
From what I see, she exists in the sorcerer classification of magic users in this world.
Okay.
so just for some clarification, no, she's a warlock. She did try to charm some of the members of the team.
See, I'm
Well,
not
she
that
successfully
familiar with the
charmed.
difference.
Yeah, she did.
We just
successfully.
dealt with her before we had to deal with that.
What are
Yeah.
warlocks like?
They're like Sith.
Huh?
Sith from Star Wars. They're
Oh, I don't know.
they
what
make
that
they
means.
make a deal with some sort of otherworldly creature to
I
gain
see.
power. Yeah, she is part of a demon worshipping cult. She's one of the more famous members, as the three sisters are the most, not the strongest, but the most frequently.
But they cast spells like wizards do.
Yeah,
Okay.
warlocks do.
See, that's what I was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
for. I had no idea what she is.
The Reach is a demon worshipping cult that is
Where I've been drinking.
kind of feared in the whole country. And they get blamed for a lot of bad things that happen, some of which they are definitely behind and some of which probably are not.
What I want to learn about her is how they are binding themselves to different planes of existence, what plane she is bound to, so that we can put an end to one of these three.
Okay. So
I don't want to have to
So
hold her forever.
are we all standing around the cage now?
I need more
No,
information
you guys
about
are
the
at
Reach
the
and
dinner
how they're
table.
Oh,
using
we're
this
still at the
magic.
table?
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys. I mean, you guys are standing up at your dinner table, and everyone else is sitting down and kind of like staring at you.
Yes, we're having this real heated
Yeah, you guys
discussion.
are like, oh god, we have this way to interrogate her. Why haven't we done this yet?
Mhm.
And like, Gregory is kind of backing away slowly as he has done what he was trying to do, you know, and set you guys into motion.
All right. Well, let's go do this thing.
So you go to the cage.
Who are we all going? All five of us?
Oh, I might as well. I missed out on enough.
I'm going.
All right.
When you get to the cage, Antonidas is actually more human looking than he has ever looked. His skin has color to it, and he has got a bronze breastplate, a big copper cloak. You notice that there's now a shield with him as his like gear has kind of manifested, and he's holding a spear, and he's just staring at her.
Antonidas, what are you doing?
Relaxing.
As you become more relaxed, do you become more at one with this plane? You're changing. Are you too close to the cage and it's affecting you? What's...
This is what I tend to walk around like when I'm not around people that know me. But maybe this cage is affecting me. And he touches it.
Antonidas, we are getting ready to attempt to question this woman. Her name is Toxica. We're trying to discern a little more about how she is abusing planar travel or being bound to an object in a different plane in order to ultimately deal with her.
Okay.
You can stay if you want. If you have any questions you might want to ask her, feel free. I don't want to stand close enough to talk to her about this right now, but we're attempting to read her thoughts. Feel free to join in, but don't open the cage.
Oh, what a dream.
So, insight check again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can the two of us do that, like per your house rules?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'll
let you.
I'm pretty suspicious of this guy. I'm barely aware he's a person. That's a 12.
An 11.
11.
He's weird.
He just is a weird to you guys. He could be up to something, but also he just
Could be like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It could just
Dude,
be
it
him.
feels like stranger danger.
So I had a question about the cage. So inside, so is there a barrier between the bars of the cage? Like she couldn't reach out of the cage.
No,
and
you can reach through it.
Oh, okay.
It's some sort of stainless steel. It looks like, but there's no like actual latch. You see like
I want to try something.
where the cage would open,
Yeah.
but when you shut it, it just like it tightens. The metal tightens together.
Oh, so like it disappears. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's just like
Box.
perfect
Okay. I got
barred box.
I want to try and
Like the
produce.
spaceship on the day the Earth stood still.
Yeah,
okay.
and you dropped it down a cliff, and it rolled and rolled, but there was no scratches on it when you reached it at the bottom.
Before anything goes on, I want to try something, and I'm going to barely reach my hand into the cage. Is she reacting right now?
So tell me, did you tied her up and then you threw her in the cage, right?
Mhm.
You didn't untie her or
Tied
anything?
with a lot of rope.
Okay.
No, she's still bound.
Yeah,
Like
she's still
like 100 feet of rope or something like that.
she's just bound in the far
And
corner.
gagged.
Yeah, bound and gagged in the far corner of the cage.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Okay, I'm going to reach my hand inside the cage and try and produce Sacred Flame in my hand.
It happens.
You know, I want to ask Anthonius in
Like the
Draconic.
hands inside the cage?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to ask Anthonius in Draconic if there's something he'd like to tell me that he doesn't want it to be well known, since I assume only him and I can speak that language.
Oh.
He's uncomfortable with because he seems a little.
Okay.
not
Yeah.
forthcoming.
So he replies to you in Draconic. Does anyone else speak Draconic?
Maybe.
Well, then you get a whisper.
I don't.
Ugh.
I don't think.
Let me think here. What would he tell you
No.
in Draconic?
So, I don't really know how to go about this, but we need to get some information from her. If anything that we can...
That's pretty good.
La.
So the way that the
We're off
medallion
the
works,
sea.
so the way
There's
detect
a-
thoughts
a-
works is
a-
like
what
you
we've
know,
sort
sort
so
of
far and why we think that
I'm
would be
gonna
bad
sort of
news.
sense
We
the
know he
thoughts
is
of this
the
person.
president
that's
Combing her
going
brain
on.
while she's
Yeah. And so like, all right.
All right. So what do you do
Try
next?
to probe deeper in. The questions you ask her will like, if
Evoke
she's like
thoughts.
listening, it'll try to bend her thoughts. But
So basically, I'm just going to try and start asking her hard-hitting questions and see if we
Mhm.
can't, like,
yeah,
you can't pull some stuff.
yeah, I've got a minute per go at this.
Okay.
So you might want to warm her up before I cast.
Yeah, I'm going to
Let
start
me know
just-
when you cast it, 'cause we'll do that in real time.
I'm going to start hammering her with questions, so let's get
Is
those
she awake
planned.
even? Like,
She's looking at me.
She's
pissed.
huddled in the corner.
Alright, let's
If
get some
she's
questions.
gagged, wait a second.
Can we take a list of questions? We're just going to...
Before we get started again, if she's gagged, she can't answer anything.
No, but we're trying to probe her thoughts. We're,
Oh.
we're just going to just drill her with things, trying to create some thoughts. Like, I don't
Okay,
actually want her to
go for
speak, because she just lied to me.
Yeah. Or she cast something, because if she can cast something.
Yeah,
verbally.
that's why she's gagged.
Yeah.
okay, what are
I
we?
see. Okay,
What are we? What
Okay,
are
that's
who
different then.
who does the reach serve? How are you guys bound to a different... I mean, how is the reach binding to different planes? How does that magic work? What spell is being used? What plane are you bound to? Are all three of you sisters bound to the same plane? What is the reach's end game?
Where are the other sisters?
Where are your sisters?
well, don't we know that one of them is gone?
We know that one of them was...
Dematox? Is that the one?
We know that one of them...
Dematox
I've
is the
met
one.
one of them before and did not know it. And moot. but that doesn't pertain to us, so we don't. We have to ask the questions.
All three.
Tell me, do you have any deep, dark secrets?
That's a good one.
What is your greatest weakness? What is your greatest fear?
What does the Reach fear most?
And are we discussing what we're going to say to her now?
We're gonna say just one. 6 seconds later, hammer with another. 6 seconds later, hammer with another for an entire minute.
Should we say it to
What's
her?
the
Should
ground
we- should we
speed of an
discuss- should we
African
discuss
swallow?
it?
I'm not gonna ask her. No.
Since you're reading her mind, should we...
I got some. They're a little bit short-handy. You may want to have some more. We got three goes at this, so
I mean, guys, I can't do this all on my own.
Should we say this?
I
Should we
have to
have this
focus
conversation
on-
in front of her so she thinks it, or should we?
No,
ask her
he's
what
just
questions
yelling
we're
at her. He's gonna yell at her, and he's gonna read her
yeah,
thoughts.
I have to focus on the thought reading, so I'm not going to be able to really actively
And
participate.
stand behind her then. If she knows you have an artifact that does something like that, she may try to start whistling in her head.
Mm-hmm. I should.
That's why I thought it might be a good idea to discuss it as we're discussing it. So maybe she just thinks it
That's how you do for.
instead of blocking her mind.
That's how
With
you
just
do
things that we
you
asked her.
did it like an earworm. You start a song in your head and you try to
If we're,
get
if we're casually talking about outside the cage, hey, I wonder where Dematox is. I wonder if they'll never guess she is at in this dank dungeon. In this other plane.
So let's give this a go with like a direct Jake yelling some shit at her. I've got a range of self. What is? Oh no, 30 feet. Any
range
feet?
of self.
Well, the range is listed as self.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's within 30 feet of me. I'm casting it on myself.
Yeah. So the cage is actually just like a. It's actually a pretty big box, so you'd have to stand closer to her.
Oh, I hate that. I want to be in. I would prefer not to be in sight if I could. If I could just appear
stand
out of the
behind
corner,
her.
but I don't think that's.
And she's still
Is it-
bound inside the cage.
Yeah, she's bound and in the corner of the cage.
Yes.
Okay.
She's sitting up or laying down.
Sitting down.
Imagine we're
sitting
in the
down.
Matrix right now, or she's
She's
in the
got her
Matrix
knees
right now,
tucked
and
to her
I'm
chest
ready to
and looking down.
comb through her
But he should be
through her
looking behind
program,
her.
just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, he
drilling
can get to
things
that,
into
but
her to
the
see
cage
how
is
it
big,
reacts.
he has to
Kind of
be
like
on that
cleaning
side
the
of the
server,
cage.
so to speak.
Got
Yeah.
it. I just wanted to make sure that she wasn't up, so in case I had to
Just stab her.
just stab her.
Stab her through
Uh-huh.
the cage.
Can I get some sense of the space we're in right now?
Yeah, yeah. So the cage is like about 50 feet across and a cube. It's like a 50-foot cube. It's a big cage.
Wow,
It's
that's a big
It's
cage.
enormous.
Yeah, that's Jesus.
It was
Okay.
not easy to push down the hill if you don't remember.
Yeah, no,
50
yeah,
feet
that's fucking
square.
huge.
It
And
was-
I
there
gotta-
was-
Well,
A bunch of minotaurs.
it's about
That's a building.
No, I think it's square footage of 50 feet.
feet. Yeah,
Oh,
inside the cube.
So
in that case, we need 3
25.
dimensions.
well,
no, it's less than that.
That'd be
No.
pretty small then.
If it were 25 feet square, it'd only be 2 feet high.
Yeah,
So if it has to be 3 by 3, 9.
it's about 10 feet high and about 25 feet across. I thought was. How
no,
many-
and that's
Well, that's
That's
not
way
good.
that's
bigger.
enormous.
It's like 250 square feet.
I don't know. It's a cube.
It's actually a little more than that.
Hold
Like-
on. I had
Like an
about 4 of these side by side.
Okay, that's 20 foot if you were 20 by 20.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still big.
Well,
It's a
Actually,
big,
5
yeah.
by 5, that's 10 by 10.
Yeah, 5,
That's
10,
what
15,
I
20.
imagined it the whole
I
time.
got
Nice.
7 to compare with.
Yeah, it's 20 by 20.
Wow.
Now, what,
Okay.
And we're gonna reiterate one of them. Are we ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm not much of a spellcaster, but I'm gonna give this a go. So, warm her up a little bit. Start saying,
Like, what's your name? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't speak. You're gagged. What's your name?
can we get some, can I, visually, what am I seeing her do here?
She's just knees tucked to her chest, head down.
Okay.
Are you
Let me-
scared?
Let me know when you activate the.
Begin casting.
Are you no? But don't cast it yet. I'm like, are you scared? Are you comfortable?
She hasn't moved.
Are you in pain?
Hasn't moved.
Where are your sisters?
Okay, I'm casting now.
Okay. Time starts.
Who does the Reach serve?
What language do you know?
I know Elvish and Common, and thieves can't.
Okay.
I say, how are you binding to other planes? I'm trying
So,
to get these questions
yeah,
in.
first
This
one.
is happening in real time.
Okay. First one, you don't recognize what the thought is.
What plane are you bound to?
That one in Sylvan, you hear just veil.
Are all three of you sisters bound to the same plane?
Another language you don't recognize.
What is your deepest, darkest secret? What do you fear most as a member of the Reach?
They're different languages, you know that.
Okay.
But they're languages you don't recognize.
What does the Reach fear most?
Ooh, that one. I'll tell you what you get it because I don't want you're about out of time.
What does the Reach serve? Who does the Reach serve specifically?
So no, that one is another language. It's there. She seems to be bouncing between 4 or 5, and only when her thoughts bounce to Sylvan do you hear.
What language are you using to question her?
It's common. But it's
I
reading
switched
her
to Elven.
thoughts.
Or switch to a language that she recognizes. If you ask her a question in a language, she's likely to think of the answer in the language.
We'll do it again, and we'll do it in Sylvan.
So the other Sylvan thing you heard her say was in her head was she thought, idiots, we control fate, or we know fate. No, don't get rid of control. We know fate.
Well, that's just ominous enough for me, really. Are you gonna like? You don't know. Like, do you know that my? Like.
No, I'm like, what did you get?
I know she's from the Vale, or she's linked to the Vale, and she believes that the Reach. They know fate.
Could he recognize any of the languages? Like what the languages were?
I mean, I've been around.
Make a wisdom check. Make 3 of them.
One's a nat 20.
Okay. One could only be abyssal.
Okay, so I know abyssal was one of the languages I don't speak, but no.
Yeah,
she said it.
that's all it could be. You just the way it was spoken, you would know that that's all it could be.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I would like to make a wisdom check or a history check to know a little bit more about the veil, what that means to me.
Okay.
And then if she's speaking abyssal, if I can tie that.
Make a wisdom check.
First, just a wisdom.
Yeah.
Kid, can you roll that too? I feel like you would probably have the most knowledge of such things out of us. If not the cleric, then the druid.
Yeah. So yeah, make a wisdom too.
What about me? I have a lot of
20.
Well, you guys are all thinking about this, so yeah. Go ahead and roll.
John, you want to give
20.
it a shot too?
What? 20.
20 with plus 6 is 20.
Well, you've been to the Veil of
which will
Shadows.
I use to roll with?
Just a 20 and then wisdom.
The veil is also known as the shadow spell. I know that.
Yeah. Well, that's the veil she's talking about. You've been there. You think you know how to get back, but if that's the veil she's talking about.
I rolled a 16. I got a +1, so it's a 17.
You know the same. You've been to the Veil of Shadows, but as long as that's the veil she's talking about.
Yeah. I'll make clear.
What is
only
that?
one word. Veil. It's the only thing that came through on that.
And what else did she say to you?
What did you get, kid?
I got
To quote,
No.
I got
to quote this disrespectful woman, idiots, we know fate.
Fate.
That was in reference to, I believe, your 5th question.
Like alter fate, bind fate.
Make a history check.
That might actually work better for
Can I
me.
make a history check?
Yeah, you can too. Your book.
Jake isn't convinced the world has existed before today.
I mean, I'm not really keen on history.
10.
10.
Do you
Oh
remember?
wait, no, sorry.
Plus history.
12.
12. Okay. I'll give you a little extra. You remember there's books about people trying to, in ways to either learn about destiny and fate or control it or kind of see paths that are predetermined. You saw those books. They were not what interested you.
Let's try this again in Elven.
Okay. So you're saying all these again in Elven. Okay.
I'm gonna probably hit her a little fast. this time. This is going to be a little more word soup.
Okay. Let's get this going. Warm her up, and then start speaking louder when you want me to cast.
Okay, so I proceed to warm her up again and ask her, what do you know of the fates? And I'm just going to completely untie this and stuff like that and pretend that I know what the fuck she's talking about, but not what she's thinking. Like just grilling her on the things that I know she knows, but she doesn't know I know. And then I'm going to go back into the general questions.
Make a deception check.
Now we're talking, because I'm a really deceptive dude.
I'm deceived.
17.
Okay. So now go into your questions.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But you're impressed.
I'm impressed.
My tone is... and I start going back into it. Timer. Who does the reach serve? How are you binding to other planes? What plane are you bound to? Are all three of you sisters bound to the same plane? What is your deepest, darkest secret? What do you fear most as a member of the Reach? What does the Reach fear most? Who does the Reach serve? Who is the Reach loyal to? Reiterate all through those again. Just
go. Do it again.
Who does the Reach serve? Who is the Reach loyal to? What do you fear most? What is your darkest secret? Are you bound to a specific plane? What plane are you bound to? Are all three of you sisters bound to the same plane? How are you binding to other planes? And that's going to be it.
Alright. Your time just ended right there too. I just didn't want the timer to go off. So, read those questions again and I'll just so I can remember which three you actually got.
Who does the Reach serve specifically? Who are you loyal to? How are you binding to other planes?
That one, she says, soul anchors, idiot.
Soul anchors, idiot. Noted.
Are all three sisters bound to the same plane?
No. If you only knew.
Your deepest, darkest secret?
That one you heard, and she said, I'll kill you.
That's not a secret.
I mean, she doesn't have to be truthful. These are just her thoughts.
It's just what it makes her think of.
Yeah.
What do you fear most as a member of the Reach? What does the Reach fear most? Who does the Reach serve, specifically?
Okay.
So what did you get?
They are binding using soul anchors.
That's something we can use.
And in reference to if the sisters were on the same were bound to the same plane, she said no. If we only knew, which is again pretty ominous if you ask me. And in reference to her deepest, darkest secret, she just threatened to kill us. So
I'm her deepest, darkest secret, or I'm the thing she fears most. Perfect.
Maybe to warm her up, we should have just set her on fire.
Witch burning has a long sordid history in this plane. I'm a little racist for me.
A little racist. So is that all you do then?
All right, enough about For Honor.
Yeah, hey, we're back. Sorry, we had some
Are we back, or do we
internet
have to,
connection.
like, vogue for like 10 seconds?
No, I mean,
No,
technically,
it's cool.
it'll just start playing it 10 seconds later.
I
Or
got
we-
you. I got you.
Vote
Yep.
for 10 seconds.
So yeah, we had some charter-based DNS problems.
Hey, we found out as soon as it went out though, so that's
Yeah,
good.
that
So
was
you didn't
good.
miss anything.
Yeah.
So keep watching. Where's you were at something? Oh, you were looking for Jonah.
Mhm.
So if you spend most of the night, you'll find him in a normal soldier-style tent.
Mhm.
Not sleeping, but looking over books.
So I'm gonna stand at the tent like, Jonah, I've spent all night looking for you. Are you in there? I don't want you to just barge in.
He comes out, just pops his head out of the tent.
Hey, sorry, we met briefly earlier.
Yeah.
I heard that you were gonna be over be overseeing an investigation of her name. Her name is Toxica, by the way, in that cage we brought. I don't know much about it either, but be careful. I'm sorry, but we did some simple probing. One of my my compatriots has a necklace that allows him to hear people's thoughts at certain times a day. And we probed her through several questions, and we did get that they are using some sort of soul anchors to bind themselves to other planes in order to keep themselves from being captured or interrogated. She specifically is bound to what she said was the Veil, which we're assuming is the Shadowfell. Her sisters are not all bound to the same plane she is, and there are 3 of her sisters. I didn't get all of their names. What else did we get? Can you help me so I remember?
Reginald in fiction or Josh in real life?
Josh in real life. Reginald's not there.
Vale, idiots we know fate.
She said called us imbeciles and that she and her sisters know fate. Like they control fate or are in a relationship with fate.
Soul anchors.
We do believe that it's some sort of soul anchor. I don't know if they're powerful.
We said the soul anchor thing. We kind of expected that.
I believe that maybe they have an evil cleric named him.
Yes.
I believe
a problem.
I think that he might be casting some kind of plan or binding to use to do this for them. And I don't know what all planes they can be attached to. If there's anything else you might be able to help put some of these things together for me.
That's plausible.
Remember, not on the same plane.
I already told them they're not on the same plane.
That's
They're
definitely possible. We don't know enough about him, though.
We might be able to prod for that in the morning. I'd like to be there, if that's at all possible. Just any information we can get.
Yeah. How'd you guys get the information you did?
One of my compatriots carries a medallion of thoughts, and he's been utilizing its properties to hear her while I grill her with information, kind of just probing her mind, if you will.
That's useful.
She's speaking abyssal. She's speaking 5 different languages, and that's why it's so difficult. You might want to have a linguist on hand, but abyssal, Sylvan, undercommon, and 2 that we cannot recognize at all.
Yes. See, we were going to go take her to other hunters, and between all of us, of my order, try to get information out of her.
Okay. Well, hopefully I've given you somewhere to start.
Yes.
Where are you guys going?
That is secret to hunters, blood hunters.
Okay. I would rather you not take the cage anywhere. Could they meet here?
We were hoping to take the cage. We didn't know who belonged, as it's just been hanging outside the tent that we thought.
Can you guys guarantee that she will be not killed without being on her plane and not be set free? Because I can't be looking over my shoulder.
I will guarantee she won't get away from me.
All right. Well, keep me in touch with what you learn. Please.
Absolutely.
And good luck.
So morning time comes. Are you guys ready to set out? Because you will have a point of exhaustion if you guys set out. Because you didn't sleep.
Sleep now, man.
I was like, it's like 6 a.m. and you guys are supposed to head out at like, well, I'd say it's about 5. Sun was.
You're not kidding.
Who all went? Did everybody go to meet
Jonah.
Jonah? Or?
No, I just searched throughout the night.
Yeah, he was searching for the
So-
tent because Jonah likes to sleep in an unmarked tent.
So is he the one with exhaustion? Or
Yeah,
I would be.
Yeah.
You guys I'm going back to sleep. You're gonna have to wake me the fuck up. You want?
Yeah.
What is meta? But what does exhaustion do?
It makes me. Don't ask. Just
I
if
mean-
you guys need to leave, if you guys find out some quest thing and you need to wake me up, do it. But otherwise,
Well,
let me sleep.
we were
Yeah.
gonna do a quest and we
What's the
stopped.
quest?
Remember we were going to meet up with them in the north.
Well, you had to do something before that.
What do we have to do? I wrote this note, but I don't. It's been too long now.
Do you guys not remember what your plan was? John, kid, do you remember what it was?
Do not recall.
You were gonna kill the last war chief and then go meet them in the north. That's why you didn't.
Oh yeah.
That's why you didn't head out on the boats with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I knew he had to kill.
And we
somebody.
found out where he was roughly residing.
Yes, you had a rough
Somewhere near
location.
Greenest.
Yes.
Yeah, I have that written.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to wake me up, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm sleeping.
Well, gang minus Jake. Do we want to wake him up? Do we want to hang around? Out
Actually, in the
town?
morning, they come to your tent. The father, your future father-in-law.
Oh, good.
Waldrip's his name.
Waldrip. That's a great. That's a great character.
Yeah. Waldrip comes to your tent and says, Reginald.
Yes, my good sir. Good morning.
Oh, great morning. Did you already eat breakfast?
No, I'm a little peckish actually. Now that you've asked.
Okay. Well, come eat breakfast with me.
Of course.
I've already ate, of course, but we'll eat again. So you sit down and eat breakfast with them, and during it, a butler comes and brings you another robe. It's a red. And he says, yours, if you don't mind me being impolite, looked a little tattered, and I figured you'd want a new one. Red was your color, right?
Yes.
And it also has your future family logo on it, if you don't mind.
Oh, well, thank you so much. This is an incredibly thoughtful gift. How gaudy is this? Real talk.
It's a little bit nicer than yours, just in fabric. There's a little logo on front.
Okay.
But other than that, it's not too much of a departure of yours.
Okay, it's not terrible. It's
Yeah,
not
it
like
wasn't
a big eagle on the back.
No.
Okay.
But he does have the. When you go to his tent to eat breakfast with him, you see the golden. It's the same version of your coat, but it's gold with purple instead of yours is red with gold.
Okay.
His is gold with purple, and it's got peacock feathers designs all over it.
Like actual peacock feathers, or like
Both.
Okay. Wow.
That's like what he wants you to get married in.
Nice.
It's a fancy coat.
Yeah.
New duds, looking fresh. Who else is at this breakfast?
Just you.
So it's like
like.
Is
is it the whole fam? Is
no.
it just me and
He
Popsy?
wouldn't risk that again.
so is the jacket like made for a human?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's just this thing that he's wearing now.
Yeah. Well, he wears it over his armor.
Yeah.
He was already wearing, like, the noblemen in the capital kind of distinguished themselves by wearing this type of coat.
Yeah.
Reginald always wears one over his armor, even though it kind of gets battered a little.
Yeah.
Just to distinguish
I
himself as
gotcha.
fancier.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
Reggie's a fancy man. Yes.
So,
I've been asleep for a solid 3 or 4 hours. 4 hours right now.
yes. So you're free to go. Come back to us soon in one piece.
Of course.
I'm
yes.
sure a brave paladin like you would do that though.
Oh, of course. People rarely die on these sorts of adventures, but we are leaving soon. Hopefully today or maybe tomorrow.
Well,
We shall see.
you'll be missed. Come find us in the capital though.
Of course.
Okay, and then you go wake everybody up.
Well, I'm gonna wake everybody up. But Jake, I know Jake was doing this whole like midnight adventuring to find Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk to the rest of the group.
Okay.
And we were. Was he well rested too? Was everybody?
Everyone else is well rested.
Because I think while he was in that, I ventured out, went to the general store and asked if there was a place to find tomes or books.
Yeah. There's a White Wall has a library. It hasn't been well converted to human size because it was actually a cloud giant library at one point. Or a giant library. You assume cloud. And so some of them are just like large scripts and stone tablets, but yeah, there are some books in there that have been converted. Make a investigation. Yeah, that's the word it's looking for.
14.
You find all sorts of books you're interested in, but none necessarily tied to fate.
What about the veil?
The Veil, yes, there's plenty of books about the Veil there. Veil of Shadows, things about it, ways to get in and out, effects it has on the body, over time, that kind of thing. So you just take those books, sign a card, and leave with them?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is everyone? You guys ready to set out? You have to wake the cleric and the hungover Desmo up.
Davos, how about you go and wake up our cleric friend? I think he's taken a liking to you. I really don't want to be the one to do it, so would you be so bold?
If you wake up Jake, his arms you will break. And then I kind of aimlessly look around, and I'm like, okay, so I go to where he's sleeping, and I just sort of start to progressively shove him more and more, real gently, try to wake him up gradually.
Nothing.
Nothing. Not gonna get up.
I mean, I will, but can't take a little gentle shove.
So I walk out of the tent, and I kind of go,
All right.
Reginald, I think that you're going to have to go get some water if you really want to wake him up.
I will fetch you a pail of water.
While he's fetching the pail, I cast Druidcraft to see what the weather will be like for the next day.
Sunny.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful day, perfect to start an adventure. I go and get a bucket of water from wherever you get buckets of water from. I might have to ask somebody because that is a little beneath me.
Yeah, you go to the well and you pay some kid to actually dip the bucket and carry it for you.
I don't want to wake him up, so I just slowly, quietly cast Druidcraft of a bad smell into his room.
I sleep through that.
He was a pirate, yeah.
So I look at Reginald and I say, while I can pour this water on him, I think that you are the best at apologizing.
I can apologize on your behalf.
And I literally just push him into the room to do it.
Thieves and lawyers, we're two of a kind.
So you're in the room now with a bucket of water.
He handed him a bucket of water, just pushed him in.
And I'm standing there in the doorway looking through it, watching him do it.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
We want to go part of this. Me and him are just standing outside the door laughing.
How big is my tent?
You guys are all in like the tent that you would all sleep in. It's a big tent.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I really don't want to actually hit Jake with this bucket of water because I don't want him to murder me. So I'm gonna try to bluff like I'm tripped and spill it before I get to Jake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Make a deception check.
Ooh, son.
It's a 7. I rolled a 2.
Okay. So this water hits your face. What do you do?
The second I wake up, my knee-jerk reaction is to cast Thunder Wave and try and blow him out of the tent.
Okay.
Does that happen? Do I save?
I mean, you have to save.
Okay, so this is the thing.
Oh shit!
No, fuck.
Con save, sir. No.
4.
No.
Starting off the day right. Jake, do not kill me. Do not start this day by killing me.
Take 14 points of thunder damage and fall back 15 feet onto your butt.
Okay, well, I'm nearly fucking dead after that.
Yeah, and the tent wobbles. It stays up.
Does he fly out of the tent?
Like,
all
all
of
of
the
the walls of the tent go,
yeah,
and shit just starts, flying outside of the corners of
including
it.
Reginald. He flies through one of the side cloths of the tent, holding a bucket of water.
Imagine if, a titan sneezed into a room. That's what just happened.
And Desmo wakes up.
And I am
Someone
pissed.
nudge John. Yep.
I don't even know it was you. I reacted so
We're
strongly.
waking everybody up to go on an adventure.
I want to go on record with that. I reacted so fast and so heavily, I didn't even recognize it was him.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I just blew out of the tent.
Yeah.
I'm just standing outside laughing. I walk over and hand him a potion of healing, and walk over to the walk down to the general store while he collects himself to buy another one to replace the one I have.
When did Reginald learn how to fly?
25 gold.
Okay.
I'm marking that up with my spells for the day. Oh,
I drink this.
I only have 2 spells left because I didn't get to recover them all. So I only have.
I drink this potion. How does it?
2d4 plus 2.
Oh
wait.
Mine was a 44 plus 4.
Oh,
44.
44.
Oh shoot, son.
So
Is that the same price?
One.
No, those are
4.
75.
I am nearly tapped out for the day still. Because I haven't done my devotion since.
Plus 4, that's all 14.
Sweet.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It was worth it for the hilarity and for not being the one.
So are you guys gonna settle?
What the happened? Was that you?
No, and I toss this bucket behind me.
Make a deception.
I walked away
Nope. That's 10.
Make a
Or-
persuasion.
I don't have my shield on me, so it's a straight roll.
Okay.
But it's a 16.
Yeah, you just see
Shit.
him go, nope, and throw a bucket on her shoulder.
Davos, you're comfortable putting on armor. Could you help me? And
We
Don
start
your
that
armor.
process, yeah.
Yeah. So about a half hour later, you guys are at the crack of the wall, ready to leave.
Sure, why not?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you follow your map, and about an hour into the journey, right where you met Toxica last time, there is another person,
I started doing my devotions on the way there.
much larger, wearing a thick brown cloak.
Do we want to establish marching order before we get into this?
How many of my first level spells have I combined to get in about an hour of devotions?
At least one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Do that.
And we running these people on the path.
There's just one guy, and it's about the same spot where you guys fought Toxica.
And there's just, and he's, how large would he be?
Big person,
Bigger
giant.
than
like,
me.
About your size.
Okay.
Does he seem?
He's
Friendly
sitting on a
or-
stump. It's just a big, thick brown cloak. Almost like a leather cloak.
So we're coming up in cart on a horse.
Yeah,
Right,
you got a
cart.
cart, yeah.
So I'm sitting in the back of the cart and I'm not paying attention right now because I'm still in the middle of devotions.
Who's paying attention? Well, we're in a cart?
Well,
Yeah.
there's a cart, yeah.
I'm sitting in the back of the cart, like,
I'm reading my books to try to learn about the veil
So I would,
as we ride.
I would see him with his big brown coat on.
Okay. What do you say? Do you stop and say anything to him, or do you just...
Yeah, well, we stopped the cart, of course,
Okay.
and I basically just yell at him and I say, "Is that stump comfortable?"
Is your charisma like -4?
It's it's like talking to a board.
You just see like a chuckle
I come up.
from the shoulders.
Alright, let's start. I look over.
Yeah, I look over as soon as he says
Hello
something,
there?
something outside of the crew.
I think you all are who I'm looking for. And he puts his cloak down, and it's an orc with thick white hair. Older orc.
I say, how can we help you, sir? In Orcish.
I don't understand that shit at all.
Mm-mm.
So in orcish, he seems surprised and says to you, Dragonborn, some people have disrupted the Tower of the Necromancer, and its monster now wreaks havoc on my people.
I'm like, did we do that?
Yeah, we did that. Well, we don't. I can't understand what you say.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying this to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, did we disrupt the?
We did
tower?
not. The Reach had a meeting there. We just happened to be involved in disrupting that meeting.
We didn't do it by ourselves, but we were there. We were hanging out. I don't want to say this out loud to him, though.
I can help you fight it, but I need help.
What sort of creature are we talking about?
It is a mound.
Never mind. I go back into the cart and I sit down.
I'm listening.
It is a mound of corpses that moves. I can strike it and kill the individual corpses, but the mound still moves. It's killed some of my brothers in arms. We're just trying to save our people. And I know you guys are from Whitewall, so it's only a matter of time before it makes its way there.
Do you believe fire can kill these undead? How have you killed them all?
I've just hit it with my axe.
Alright, color me interested. What's your name?
I'd rather not say that now.
So you're
Funny name.
trying to enlist my help, our help, but you won't even give me your name? Or the name of your people?
I just know that I've had family that other people don't like. And I'd rather not be associated with them.
Are you the last war chief? Did we just kill your brother or son?
Possibly.
This is your last chance to come clean because I was sent here to kill you.
Alright, he takes off his cloak, and he is, for being an elder, he is huge and just scarred, and says, I am Thane. And he's got long white hair, and he looks way older than the other orcs, even though they're supposed to be triplets. And it says, full disclosure, my meeting with the Reach did not go well. And they trapped me in the Veil. And I was there for 10 years. But when I got out, only a day had passed here. I learned things in the Veil. And I am going to lead my people to the Isle of Gramash. But I need to kill this monster first.
You don't seem what I thought you'd be. Let me speak to my party and see what we can do.
So he sits back down on the stump.
Can I roll insight on like all the shit he's saying?
Yeah.
Like, 19.
You see into his eyes that it seems very genuine.
Genuine?
Sorry.
Oh.
He seems to be not as bloodthirsty as other full orcs
Mm-hmm.
that you've met.
It's
And
a little
he-
racist, but okay.
Yeah. And seems like there's some, even though he's old, he seems even wiser than past his years, you know.
So I guess a different question would be: are the orcs inherently bad in this game?
Not from my knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
More war-torn than most races, but not inherently evil.
Got it. Okay.
Alignment doesn't play that heavy a thing in this one.
No. You know, you would know that the orcs on the island of Gramash, there's a constant like civil war between those that are like the classic evil orcs that want to worship demons and then the orcs that want their own freedom. So
I'm willing to help this person. I can't imagine it'd be a good thing to let a corpse harvesting massive death continue rampaging anywhere.
Cleric Druid, do you know anything of this sort of monster? Is it even possible to kill it?
now, wisdom checks.
That's
Yep.
pretty good.
I think I do.
Knowledge, or which one?
Just straight wisdom.
Wisdom, 16.
22.
Yeah, you would say.
I think I remember seeing it in the
In the pit.
pit.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what the fuck it was. That's why I left.
Things need to be killed.
Well, it seems like a trap to me, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to fight either way.
So,
That's
Thane,
true.
it seems that our party has decided to help you, but I don't think that we should venture into the Tower of the Necromancer to kill it. Is it rampage in the countryside?
No, right now during the sunlight, it sits in the tower and then comes out at night.
But it is leaving.
It leaves at night. Yes.
Well, that's when we should strike. I don't feel like venturing into there again.
No, it hangs. It stands in the top of the tower.
Yeah, I'm not going back in there. Unless We would have voted to go in. We
I.
are a democracy here, are we not?
For what
That's
reason
true.
is there to go? What do you need the tower for?
I don't need the tower, but I can't get my ships. We're rolling them across land to get to the ocean, and I can't get my ships past the tower with this thing coming out every night and killing my people.
So
Here we come.
I can pay you in a
There's the sound.
I am suddenly much more on board.
I heard pay.
I'm hearing it to sleep for like another 4 or 5 hours.
I can give you. We don't make much, but we make heavy, thick ramming boats. If you need one.
I could use a boat. A boat sounds like a great thing to own.
Thane, are you intending to adventure anymore? Because you look like you've seen some years.
I know where to take my people
To avoid conflict from now on?
to make sure we're involved in the right conflicts. None on this continent.
How far from town are we now?
You're about an hour away.
Can I make a
And-
perception check of what he's wearing?
Yeah. Gun roll.
The first one's not terrible. 14.
Compared to the other war chief you fought, he isn't wearing armor. He has way more scars and looks a lot more hardened. No, nothing. I mean, he's still kind of. He took the cloak off his head, but he's still kind of wearing a cloak.
I say we make this simple. Go back to town, get gunpowder, something explosive, and get one of his ships, and blow this thing out, and blow it to hell.
That's a plan. I like this.
This sounds good.
Okay, so he said that the mound is at the top of the tower.
That
Yeah,
comes out at night.
where you would
Is it
go
But
in.
he says he's coming
So,
out every night.
a little
so-
meta. You guys went in, had that little fight at the top of the tower, and then you went down and had the boss fight.
Yeah.
This thing is like keeps itself in the top part, and it comes out on the
Okay.
ground level.
Is it like visible in the sunlight, or is it like inside of?
If you
Yes.
if you would ask him that, he said you can stand and look at the tower and see it moving.
Gross.
So you say not out of meta. So you say it keeps coming out, and you're after your ships. So if you have a
It just comes out at night and consumes everything.
so would you have a ship that's maybe not quality, but something that you could dispose, that you could part with, that we could load with explosives to try to lure this thing out and destroy it?
I can't sacrifice 2 ships. I'm giving one to you already.
Why don't we just blow up the tower?
Are
Like
explosives available in this world?
Well, you know, Violet has access to just a pop gun, basically. I mean, some sort of gun.
Oh, so yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Very little.
How much do you think she'd have, honestly?
Not
it's
even close to
Also,
that.
Not enough.
Where does she get it?
explosives like
Irontown all the way up there.
explosives in terms of like gunpowder explosives that would be familiar to us.
Is
might
the
be rare.
chemistry of explosives known?
No.
No.
Only by
there-
dwarves.
is there
okay.
any
Only by
sort of
dwarves.
So it's some secret clan that makes her bullets?
Yeah, they call them dwarf arrows.
Oh.
is there
Is that
any?
extremely flammable?
I like this idea of let's set a trap for it to eat something that'll kill it. Is there anything that we could use as a proxy to explosives?
I went back to
Super
sleep while they're
flammable, maybe?
planning.
Like a napalm is like flammable.
Oh man, if we can't even get gunpowder, I don't know about that.
That'd be easier, I think.
Let's just
than-
make some
than something
thermite.
Combustible.
Thing
Yeah.
goes,
Something
me,
very
It's easier.
I have
Not doable.
troops watching it, and I'm sure with my aid and your aid, we could kill it. I've come close, but it heals and as it consumes, and I lose too many men.
Lord. So are we just do we just want to fight
What-
it when
what-
it comes out
What
tonight?
kind of ship is this ship gonna be better than our wagon that we're on now?
I mean, it's
The boat.
it's a boat.
Boat's better
Ship.
than a goat.
Oh yeah. We can sell this thing in oil.
Sean's just over here saying any words that rhyme.
Yeah.
Entire contribution.
I'm getting into it because he's so stupid.
Stupid,
These are just things that are coming to his mind and he just has to say them out loud.
Because we could soak it in oil if we're going to be upgrading.
I mean,
And then
new
like a
boat
flame,
has.
flame spirit. Or flame sphere.
Oh man.
It goes after living things.
But we could be walking with it, and as soon as it comes out,
I
Then
could,
we-
us,
then
I
it
could
explodes.
rest and
I just
drag
flame
into the
spirited.
hula.
Yeah.
Why don't we just get a goat? Well, it consumes things that
We
are
don't
alive,
have
right?
time for that sort of fun
Like
right
Jurassic
now.
Park
Oh,
style.
you mean as bait? I see. There's
How many hours have they tried to plan for this right now while I'm
That's
sitting?
what.
it's been about 40 minutes, and you can tell Thane's like anxious to.
So, Thane, what is your experience at fighting foes of this sort? What do you recommend? Frontal assault? That seems unwise to me, but I've never fought a corpse monster before.
The more spells you all can hit it with, the better. I just can't.
I have a sword, but okay.
And at this point, he looks at John, your character, and says, "That's a fancy sword. Watch out who comes for that."
I just smile.
So what's your guys' plan? As you
Well-
can tell, Thane is starting to try to lead you guys
Well,
to the
Thane,
tower.
do you want to fight it now, or do you want to fight it at night? Our cleric
I'd
is
rather not fight it at night. That's when it seems to be comfortable.
okay.
And he turns and walks a few more steps.
Our cleric is sleepy.
Can we even get out in the day?
Fucking dare him to wake me up again.
I refuse to wake up the cleric again. If you think it is so vital,
Thane would have to do it.
like if you think it is so vital that we fight it immediately, then you have to be the one to go into this cart and wake up this cleric.
How much rest does he need?
They don't know.
About 4 hours.
They don't know though.
I wouldn't know. A few
We're about
hours.
I'm about 30 minutes in right now.
Yeah.
A few hours, perhaps. He was doing cleric things last night.
We'll wait here, and I'll come get you in a few hours.
Okay.
So, you guys want to wait?
I'm cool with waiting unless you guys have something
I'm
better
cool
you
with
want to
it.
do. We have enough
I-
time to go
I-
back to town. I mean, someone should stay here and.
It's a short rest, so you guys could. I mean, you guys could go back to town, but you guys get anything back, you'd get back from a short
Okay,
rest.
before I think, what do we know about this thing? Do we know if it's vulnerable to fire? Do we know it's vulnerable to cold? Or
I'm the only one that knows anything about it. I'm asleep.
Well, no, kid, roll to see if you know about
You
it.
I did.
Oh, is
Did I know as well?
It just seems like a giant mound of corpse.
Okay.
Corpse. If it's undead, can a cleric turn it?
Not till fifth.
I mean, they can try.
Not till fifth.
Not till fifth, though.
Even then, it's challenge rating half. This thing is challenge rating like 9.
Well,
So, anything you want to do during the short rest?
I don't.
Blow spit bubbles while I sleep.
What would you run back to town to get?
I was just suggesting that as an option. I can't think. Can we think of anything that might aid us in this particular slaughter that's about to happen?
Only if we could do some kind of trap to burn it. I assume corpses will burn.
I mean, my fear
Yeah, I have
is
spells that do that.
my greatest fear is that Thane seems to have troops, and I don't want to hurt them in the process. You know, like.
Do you care?
I mean,
I'm not
care.
awake.
I mean, I only care in as much as I don't want this man to murder us.
Correct.
He seems very
And I
protective
don't-
of his people.
And we have to
I
keep in
don't
mind
wanna die.
he's getting other people.
Mhm.
What happens if we kill this and he turns on us?
That's true.
We need to keep this in.
He seemed on the level, but you know, orcs. A little bit racist.
I mean, that's who you're supposed to go kill.
No, I'm saying, is Thane Thorvald?
No.
Okay.
He's an orc.
Yeah, but just wondering which he's based on.
I just
Well,
picked the name because I liked it.
I still think the goat's a good idea.
An hour has passed.
Man, we're talking real slow.
You're talking to me, of course you are.
I'm content to stay here. I can't think
I'm
of
fine
anything
staying
else in
here.
our case.
We'll wait for Thane to come
Three.
back.
John,
what?
do you have anything you'd
Nah.
like to do?
About 3.5, you wake up on your own accord. And you can get rid of your point of exhaustion. and get all your spells back.
Alright, unless you guys intend to enlist extra aid while I was sleeping or anything, people that might know something about these things, because you guys could have gone back to Whitewall, we should just deal with it. I don't see a problem if Thane is as great a warrior as he seems. I say that kind of scoffing. Then, I don't see the issue. Just lure it out and kill it. It's still daytime, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a reason that thing wants to live in the dark.
But how do we drive it out then?
So Thane returns and says, "Are you ready?" The cleric seems awake.
Thane, can you somehow siege to get it to come out of the tower?
Well, we were kind of hoping you guys could shoot things at it. That's the one thing we're not good at is magic.
Oh.
I'll give it my best shot.
I've always wanted to throw this javelin.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
Yep.
So you guys are led by Thane, and he brings you up through a path that you guys did not take, where two orcs are waiting for him. Who's in the front? I would imagine the fighter.
So we're on a cliff, right?
You're on like a bluff, but yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty flat. Just back here is.
I want to turn to Thane,
plummet.
then turn to both the orcs and say, I hope, for your sake, this is not a trap. I trust you about as far as I can throw you. And although that's that far, it's...
He lifts his hand up and cuts it with his axe. Reaches out.
And I grab his hand like that. I don't cut myself open.
Okay. Close, I guess. Not an orc, so it makes sense.
I recognize the custom enough.
And in this tower, you just see this mound moving.
Jesus Christ.
You guys...
I've never seen something so horrifying.
Can I paint the picture from knowing 22, like, let them know what they're getting into a little bit?
Sure.
Alright, so I say, this is not like anything else we have fought so far. Everything is folly in comparison.
Jesus Christ.
I would say that on our own we have no chance. I do fully intend to try and keep them alive, but should these orcs fall, I would suggest we retreat.
What you know of this creature? He said it gains power from the things
As it kills,
consumes.
as it kills and rolls over things, it will continue to nurse itself and replenish its ranks. It's almost like a multitude of entities in one.
Okay, but it's not like it's gonna gain like Thane's war knowledge or something. It's just picks up another
this thing
corpse.
is very dumb.
Okay.
It's just savage.
About how big is it?
Huge.
Huge.
We use
20 feet around.
It's
looks like.
literally huge size. So if
From
there's
what
medium,
you see-
large, this is
Yes.
I can
Monstrous
throw a
huge.
web that's 20 feet square. I mean,
Not
is
enough.
it's not okay.
and
That's
it'll
bigger
tear
than
right
that.
through it like tissue paper.
Okay, just checking. I have to ask.
To you, Desmo, you can tell it looks more than 100 corpses.
Just rolling. And it's not just bone; it's flesh and weight and
Yep.
mouths.
So it literally just moves its body like a truck through things and just sort of eats them, right?
Ben, what sort of movies have you been watching recently? Like last night,
No,
the
this
girls
is a D&D
fought-
thing.
Like the last night, the girls fought like a sewer monster. Now we're fighting a corpse beast. Like, you doing okay?
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Just like we all got.
If you guys ever watched like a zombie movie and imagine like just the zombies all rolled into a ball,
Like a zombie rat king.
yeah.
This thing exists in the Lord Hamilton book.
Yeah.
That's the exact thing.
Okay. Surprise round. Try and
Yeah, you guys-
snipe it out of it.
Well,
Guys.
so like, give me some like
Before he,
what do I see?
you
Like,
just see the tower is only about completed about this much, and there's big, huge cracks in it, which you see the mound of swirling, twisting corpses move.
okay, but it's like within the
It's-
tower.
It seems like it doesn't want to
Is
come
it the
out
same
the tower.
level as we are?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I immediately,
Thing-
prior to fighting,
Thane says, before we get started, if you guys are ready. Are you ready?
I stop and I cast and I say, In Tyr's name, strike true, and I bless myself, I bless Thane, and I bless Davos.
And then Thane goes, "We're ready," and he looks at you and shouts something in Orcish that you understand to be like, "For my ancestors, we will be pure." And you all get battle cry. Each creature within the war chief's chant, which is pretty much everybody, gains battle cry advantage on attack rolls until the start of the war chief's next turn. So you have advantage.
You have advantage, and you get to roll an extra D4 on attacks and saving throws.
Yep.
No,
that's leadership.
No, I gave him and Davos bless.
Oh, okay. Can you say that one more time?
You roll a D4 on attack and saves.
Yep.
Extra D4.
And
me and Thane.
And I asked if he has. I asked Thane if they have any ranged attacks they can do because it's.
No, that's what we needed you for.
We're trying to lure it out.
Yep.
Meta. My point of inspiration. What does that give me?
You can just add a D10 to any roll but damage.
So I suggest to him that him and his orcs, once we start attacking, they get to the sides of the opening that the launcher will come through, so they out of the blast range of our spells.
Absolutely. All right, roll initiative, guys.
Range.
Unless this
far?
would be a surprise round. You're about 25 feet from it.
Okay.
Oh, excuse
Okay,
me.
anyone got better than 20?
I got it 20.
Nice.
Nope.
19,
First time I ever got a roll.
18, 17,
17.
16, 15, 14,
14. This thing's gonna get pummeled in the beginning, thank God, because we're gonna need it.
13.
Yo.
Who's got a higher? I'm Reginald.
Yo. What are you gonna do on the first surprise round anyway?
Oh, you'll see.
Be surprised.
And that's everybody. So, John, you're first.
We need to dump into this thing.
Yep.
Okay, how far am I?
25
Say 25 feet or
Yep.
so. Witch bolt.
That's a good opener.
Now, do I have to make a 2-hit with a witch bolt?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Only one, though, if it hits.
here we go. $17.
Plus 6, 23.
You hit. Do a D12 damage.
Nice.
Desmo pulls out his little wand, bows. Just Harry Potter's
Avada
crap. Yeah.
Where's my... here's a 12.
Should have with the curse, yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
9 points.
Nice.
We'll be keeping that one.
How does it maintain that ish?
Yeah.
A fine start. That's this
And that's electricity.
explosion of electricity hits the corpses inside and seems to shake a bunch of them.
Well, some of the individuals, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Kid, surprise too.
Yeah, kid, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna use my amulet to quicken. Use 2 spells.
Nice.
Now we'll start with spike growth right at the base of it. So if he tries to back away from us or move forward, so pretty much it'll probably be the entire circle. Because it's 20
Right here.
circle, right?
So okay. So you're
So like on him, hit the entire pretty much the entire
tower.
tower is just
Okay.
spikes.
Yeah. So the inside of the tower.
And then I cast Flaming Sphere right at his in front of him, or like as close to him as I can get it.
Roll it.
I gotta tank my first spell for
Oh,
bless.
you got it. Don't you have to make it to hit roll?
You have to make a save.
Oh, okay.
You have to make a dexterity saving roll.
I don't think it's got very good dex.
No. Fails.
All right, 7.
7. Okay. And then it's the orc's turn. 2 of them move,
Outside the spike growth.
and spike growth kind of just in the tower. Both of them throw jabs. Ooh, 1 nat 20. Other one just kind of zings into there. So I'm just gonna double its damage. So.
Make sure you're rolling advantage.
Oh yeah. Still doesn't make a difference.
Another one, see if you crit.
Rolled a 4 and a 4.
Roll it, which one?
You get to roll a d20 again because you have advantage. Hope you can crit. No, you didn't.
No.
And then Thane himself shouts, and charges and yells in Orcish, and he can actually, because this thing is pretty much enveloping a lot of that, he's going to swing to hit.
He also has an extra D4 on these.
And he swings twice.
With advantage.
Yeah, so that was advantage, and this is second attack. Nice. I'll add a D4 to that, because that will make it a hit. So he hits twice. Nice. He did a lot of damage, this thing. So he just digs his axe into the corpse mound, and each time he flings a whole body out. And the bodies fall limp dead behind him. Okay, and then it is Jake.
Judar Brightcrest will say quickly, "Stand clear!" And I am going to cast Shatter into the ball of corpse that
Okay.
it is.
So what's the save?
Okay, so Shatter. Constitution save, which it might be able to make. Let's hope it doesn't, though.
I rolled an 18. It has a +5 con.
Okay, so that's your D8 halved. Takes 5 thunder damage.
Your ball hits, and you see, but it's like too many bodies, and they just kind of smother the explosion.
Yep. There's first level 2 spell.
And then it is Josh.
Okay, I'm gonna inch up maybe 15 feet, and then I'm gonna use my Wand of Wonder.
Nice.
You got the table, right?
Yep.
I don't have it. It is a, what is that? A 49.
A cloud of butterflies fills 30-foot radius and becomes heavily obscured. The butterflies remain for 10 minutes. So yeah, your wand, it looks like a kid's toy, starts to spin, and out shoots just massive amounts of butterflies. And everyone's like, what? And those butterflies just hit the corpse mound and kind of get absorbed into it.
Oh, this is the most grotesque image
Yeah,
I've
so
ever
now,
thought in my life.
now it's the mound of corpses and butterflies.
Slightly better.
It gains like a fraction of 1 HP.
This feels like in the Febreze commercials, like when they're just spraying this stuff in a room that's like full of garbage, or just like throwing some butterflies at a corpse monster.
That's what it looks like.
Good job, Josh.
Cool. I
John,
did
you're
my
up.
thing.
Okay, so how much space is there between where Thanos is and like the monster behind him? Can I throw around him?
Yeah, if you move to about here,
Okay, how far away is that?
about 20 feet.
Okay, move there. Okay, so I'm gonna use my javelin of lightning. I'm gonna turn it on and I'm gonna say Thundercats. Yep. So now it's on. So then I'm gonna
You seem really pleased with yourself as you hoist
hold
this.
this thing out.
In the air.
Yep. Okay.
You guys have never seen him pull this out from behind his back,
Yep.
even though you've noticed it there. Takes aim.
Okay, so what? I'll just read it because I
Yeah.
haven't used it before. So, when you hurl it and speak its command, when it turns into a literal bolt of lightning, forming a line 5 feet wide that extends out from you to a target within 120 feet. Each creature in the line, excluding you and the target, must make a DC 13 Dexterity saving throw, taking 46 lightning damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one, and it turns back into a javelin when it hits the target.
So roll the hit.
Do I still have advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus D4. You can roll it twice.
Yep. Yep. So, yeah, an 18 or a 19.
Yeah, both of those would hit.
Okay, cool.
So it makes a dexterity save.
Yes.
Here, I'll make. That's not 20, but I'm gonna make it with this big one. Make it with this big one on camera. Okay, there we go. Now it failed.
So that is.
It failed first, the second time, third time.
All right. So then that is 46.
46.
Yep. So. 6, 10, and so 10 plus 5, so it's 15. In total.
15 points.
Yep.
Okay.
So when it hits him, as soon as it hits the mound, it turns back into a regular javelin.
Okay.
It's not a lightning bolt anymore.
So you're gonna have to try to find that after this.
Oh yeah, of course.
Then
If
it's
there's anything left.
its turn.
It's a surprise round.
Yeah.
What's left?
Oh, yep. So it rolls initiative and nat 20.
Shit.
So it is its turn. But it's gonna attack. It's gonna start to come out, and it's actually gonna reach at this orc.
How much they move? Because that's spikes.
Yes. Go ahead and roll 2d4.
5.
5 points. Gotcha.
Yep.
This is bad.
Yeah.
So it's gonna attack this thing with its envelop attack. And they gotta make a DC strength save. That's a fail. So now it takes 66.
That sucks. It sounds like it sucks.
26. Kills that orc.
Oof.
And then it heals itself for 10 points as this orc just gets swallowed by the mound, and you see the mound it come in and out like a guy's drowning in a pool before you don't see him anymore.
Well, then. Can I glance at how does Thane react to this happening?
He seems to be in a blind rage as he's swinging at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is John's turn.
Okay, now I always assumed that with that witch bolt, it's going automatically now.
Yeah, you can cast.
So
a
I can
cantrip,
cast another spell with my other hand.
as long as it's a cantrip.
Bonus action / cantrip. It can't be a concentration spell.
Yes, it can't be a concentration.
See,
spell.
this is the first I've ever heard the
Yeah,
term
yeah.
concentration.
So what spell you wanting?
What
to
is
cast?
that?
It's something you gotta focus on. So what are you wanting to cast? And I'll tell you if you can. Do
I thought I could do a magic missile.
You can
You
do a
can't
magic-
do that.
Yeah,
That's not a cantrip.
no,
but it's not a concentration
it's
spell.
not a concentration spell.
Okay.
Some spells are channeled, some spells are not. Like you can
Yeah.
maintain.
Okay,
some.
I'm a little confused because I remember the magic missile is different here. I'm using one with the plus, from the second level.
Yeah, so that's fine.
So how many? 4
4
siders.
plus 4.
It'd be 44 plus 4.
Here we go.
Yep.
Plus 10 from the witch bolt.
Yes, sir.
Yes. 5.
24 points a day.
9, 10, 14 plus
10. 9.
plus 10 is 24 points total.
14 forced. And
Yeah. So as you're maintaining this bolt of lightning, you go.
I'm holding that up here, and
Yeah.
it's coming off that, and I'm just.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you see bodies fall limp onto the ground as each one of your arcane missiles strikes into this creature.
It's disgusting.
For a second, you see your javelin before it gets swallowed back into the corpse. Then, Kid, you're up.
I move to where there's a direct line of sight with me and the mass without hitting Thane,
Right there.
and I use my breath weapon, fire.
Nice. What's your distance on that? Well, you're 25.
30 feet.
Okay, so yeah, you hit it. So you open your mouth.
I think his fire stream, unlike a normal one.
Mm-hmm. And 6.
And it has to make a save.
12.
No. 12.
Yeah.
And it fails that. So you do 6 points damage.
Yep.
So does anything happen to the mass when it gets hit with the fire?
Not that you can tell. It just burns away the front body that was on its feet,
Okay.
kind of walking towards Thane, is burnt away and falls crispy. Then it is Judar. No, actually, it's the orc's turn. It's Thane. So he goes.
Advantage plus a d4.
That hits. That's natural 1. But advantage. Plus a d4. And that hits. So you can do a lot more damage again.
That blessed though.
5, 11. another 11, so you did 22. Okay. Then the other orc moves up and swings at it.
He doesn't have bless.
Oh, he doesn't have bless? No, then he misses. And then it is Jake's turn.
These poor souls. And I go to cast Shatter on it again.
Nice. So your
Constitution saving throw.
this could be close. 16.
Yep. It takes 8 rounded.
So-
I rounded it down.
Yeah.
It takes
Once
8.
again, you shoot this ball into it, and
Of
it
thunder.
It pops, but is quickly smothered by the amount of bodies. Then it is Josh.
How far is it from me?
You're out of butterflies.
What?
I just felt like telling you that. There's no more butterflies coming out. It's about 30 feet.
Yeah, no, I'm wandering again. Like, I'm not.
You're
I'm gonna advance like I'm gonna press forward like 10 feet.
Dude, mess them up.
And Wand of Wonder for 53.
53.
Grass grows.
That's not good.
So you see this really aggressive bolt of lightning. I need a player's handbook, by the way. It hit this creature, and it seems to make crackling and popping noises, and you're excited, only to see more, maybe from the back, swell to the top. That's all that you know.
Cast enlarge on it.
Jesus Christ. He's bigger. Well, it's a bigger target to hit. I don't know what you people want.
Dexterity saving throw down.
I don't know how it does it in this system. When they got bigger, they did more damage, but they didn't have more hit points. So we'll see what happens.
You will definitely see what happens. Okay. So, got it. That's it for your turn.
I don't like when you roll dice and grin and then don't say anything about it. It's a stressful
That was one of the funnest things I ever did as a DM.
John, you're up.
Okay.
That John.
Yep. So I'm pretty sad that I threw Thundercat in there.
Yeah.
I just got lost. So I'm gonna angrily throw a hand axe at it.
Okay.
Twice plus d4.
Yeah. Yeah. 18.
That hits.
Okay.
Is that including your bonuses?
I mean, with my bonuses, it would have been 19, but still 18 hit.
Okay.
When do you crit?
19.
3. Yeah, so just 3.
Plus your strength bonus.
Oh yeah, so 6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see one axe fly in and hit one of the corpses on the side of the head. It doesn't fall out, it just gets enveloped back into the swirling mound of death. Then it strikes at this orc. And that's going to be a hit. It's an enveloping attack again. I'll keep that. 22. It envelops this guy. As you see it reach, corpses from the top of the pile reach down and grab this orc's. Oh wait, no, it's gotta make some checks. Fails. That's close. No, he wasn't blessed, was he? No.
No.
So he still fails. It's that's close. Yeah, he gets absorbed and screams. It's a nightmare. You see his feet lift as he kind of moves to the top of the pile. You just see his feet sticking out.
Bunny ears.
That's not how I see it. I do not see bunny ears.
You see like dead butterflies falling on the ground.
Oh, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever helped create. Thank you.
Then it is back to John.
And I will use my second magic missile at second level.
Mm-hmm.
John's dumping some damage into this thing.
Let's see here.
Yeah, John's doing
5,
damage to it.
9, 13 plus 4, 17 plus another 10 is 27.
Nice.
Gosh. You guys might actually kill this.
Yeah, Desmond just destroying it.
Kid, you're up.
Alright.
Thing's doing quite a bit of
61
damage.
points
too.
total is what I've.
So when he
How
killed
much?
when that
61.
monster killed that other orc, did it have to move out or move at all to hit that other orc? Or did
No.
it just reach out and grab
I
it?
mean, it's a lot bigger than this base.
Okay, I gotcha.
I use Thorn Whip.
Okay.
Which is weak.
Don't you dare pull that thing.
No, it's too big for me to pull. It has to be large or smaller.
I mean, it's gargantuan now because it's been enlarged.
I tap it with
Yeah.
a 1.
Yeah, no, you don't. Nothing. You reach up and you just hit one of the dead butterflies in the air.
Well, it's. But does he have his con save for it? I rolled one with a D6.
Oh, a con save.
Yeah, because it doesn't say anything. I have one.
17 beat your
My con.
spell save
Yes.
DC.
It's 14.
14,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it did half your damage, half of one. Yeah, nothing. So back to Thing. Yeah, he's gonna hit this thing again. Is he still blessed? Because it's gonna be close.
Yes.
Still hits. Second attack. Roll higher on this one. He would not be hitting if it wasn't for this bless. That hits. Alright. Then he's just cleaving into this pile, pulling bodies all over his shoulder, cleaving in, pulling bottles. Keep hitting it! He screams.
Oh, I'll keep trying.
I imagine Desmos does that as he's maintaining this bolt. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll do it.
As pitying all of the souls that are just bound up into this evil monstrosity, I throw my last shatter into it, and this time I look towards the heavens and say, "Tyr, help me!" And I cast my second level spell at it. Shatter, con save.
Gonna be close again. Does a 14.
Saves. It's the exact. It's 14. Is my spell save.
God. Plus 5 is hard. Got a 9 plus 5.
It takes 8 points. Rounded. That's rounding down to 8.
Yeah,
It did 17.
it hits and you hit more of the front of it, but it still just pops and gets smothered.
Constitution.
Yeah, this thing's a constitution nightmare. Alright, then it is...
Bonus action.
yes.
I'm going to Shield of Faith. Thane.
Nice. I'm sure he will appreciate it. He will be under attack next.
Stand tall, brother.
And then it is Josh, who's only made this thing stronger so far.
Hey, no, I also made it prettier. So yeah, Wand of Wonder is like the best course of action for me still. So.
I just also imagine you're doing it with flair each time.
I'm like pretending I'm like the most impressive wizard the world has ever seen. I do my one around the back this time, just like
Yeah. No one's really noticed that you've only made it stronger.
oh fuck.
Those were explosive butterflies.
Maybe I did.
Yeah.
49.
49.
It's not the same thing.
Nope. More butterflies.
Okay, good. It's the same as that. And as a bonus action, I'm gonna activate my boots of speed at the end of this.
Nice. Click your heels together.
Click.
You're like, don't worry, guys. These butterflies are deadly.
Mm-hmm.
They just hit this mound
Feeding
of
it
orbs.
life with its death.
Then it is
Yep, I'm gonna throw another hand axe at it.
John. Yeah, you're up.
Rolled it. 19. Yep, 19.
Was that second one a 19?
The second one's a 3.
Okay.
Yeah, second one was a 3. So
He just need a crit with that sword, bro.
Yep. So it was 7.
7. 7 points damage. Okay, so its turn. Can you pass me the monster manual? I actually didn't bring something. It's on top.
Oh, is it?
Yep. One zombie crawls away from it and heads towards Reginald.
No, you don't.
No, I mean, yes, it does.
Oh, well, I can't really dispute it at this point.
Good fucking move.
What?
Good fucking move. You had like 60 feet of movement.
I had a lot of movement, but nowhere to go.
And it attacks you.
120 with dash.
Where am I in relationship to where that zombie rolled up?
You're close. You're right behind Desmond. I'm just gonna use that as a zombie. I have zombies in there. I don't feel like bringing them out
You
though.
get a reaction.
Actually, I'm gonna use one of the orcs. The zombie form of the orc drops out,
Well, I really don't care for this thing that's happening now.
and it attacks you. Does a that's 14 to 17 hit?
Fuck. Yeah, 16 is my AC.
Yeah.
Unless I get anything from... No, I'm not blessed. I get nothing from the war chief thing, right?
No.
Well, great.
Take 7 points damage.
Can I opt out?
No.
Am I within 5 feet of where that is?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going. So I have Sentinel,
Yes.
right? So I'm going to swing my vicious cleaver.
Nice.
With advantage.
15 hit.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So since I don't have my shield out, I'm gonna I bit both my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 points damage?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you cleave into it, and but it stays up. And then the mound is going to attack Thane with...
AC help.
That's a +2 to AC?
Mm-hmm.
That's a miss.
Nice.
Save Thane. There.
Yeah, he gets
As
a
his
lump
hands
of
reach
fudge.
down and then it is back to Desmo.
Magic missile with only 3 this time from the first level.
+3.
Right. Ooh, bad one.
Ooh.
That's only 4 plus 3 is 7. Plus the witch bolt is 17.
Nice. Your magic is waning as your bolts get smaller and weaker. You
Yeah,
Dumping a
I
bunch
wondered
of-
about that. How long does the witch bolt last?
continuously.
Yeah, you can channel that for up to a minute, 10
Yeah,
rounds.
10 rounds.
Oh, 10 round. Okay, so that's been 3 so far.
Yep.
But you can feel your mana's depleting.
Well,
running out of
whatever.
spell slots.
I kind of just got a bad roll this time. We'll get it next time.
Kid, you're up.
I cast Thorn Whip. Hopefully do better than 1.
6.
Okay, it makes a con save.
There's no don't show a save for this one.
So read the
It's
spell
a
to me.
cantrip. You create a long vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out at your command toward a creature in range. Make a melee spell attack against the target.
So you have to make a spell attack against it. So roll 20, and then add your spell attack modifier.
16.
That hits. So you do how many points?
6.
6. Nice. And then it is Thane's turn. Is he still blessed? Okay, that hits. Nat 20. Nice. I'm gonna roll again. 2 12s on the die, too. 4, 6, 30 for that crit. Plus another 11. I did 41 points of damage to it. Then it is.
So Thane did 41 points of damage to the mound. Nice.
Then it is Josh.
Oh, well, okay.
Well, he crit. Oh no, it's Jake. Sorry, Judar. I have Judar scribbled down, and it looked like Josh to me for a second.
So I reach up towards the heavens and I say, "At your aid, brother!" And I cast a guiding bolt. 15 17 to hit.
Hits.
Yay! First time this is bothered to hit. Where can my cast it? Eight radiant damage. And it is now lit up.
Nice.
1113 or some crap.
Yeah, you burn a straight hole through this corpse mound.
It's now ablazing with
yeah.
light.
It's all lit up. Josh, you're up.
Does anything happen to it when it gets hit with that light?
The whole mound is starting to shrivel a little bit, shake, especially after
specks of light coming out of it where it's rolling.
Especially after Thane, cut 2 crosses with his axe and seemed to hit several bodies.
Somebody's got super advantage right now if they attack him.
Yeah, Josh, you're up.
There's a zombie fighting me still, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna hit that zombie.
Good. And you have sneak attack because you're face to face with John.
I've got advantage still, right? From Thane's thing.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah.
No. That was only till his next turn. So yeah.
Okay. Then so
just straight 20.
Straight 20 is I rolled a 19. That's
Nice.
plus some amount of
That hits.
shit, but that's got to do it, right?
It's got an arm class of 8.
Okay.
Weapon damage plus 2d6.
So
Maybe 3d6. I don't know what level it.
it's d8 plus 4, and then I get 2d6 from the sneak.
Yep.
1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13.
So yeah, you take your rapier and stab it straight through the head. It makes a con save, and you pull back and you pull your sword to its face, and it starts to die. Then it just keeps moving without its head.
Well, that's not so good for me then.
Probably can't see you if it doesn't have a head.
Yeah.
It'll be fighting blind.
And then I'm gonna use my cunning action to disengage. I'm gonna just back out of there.
Do you want to swivel behind John?
Yeah, let's do that. This sounds perfect. This is a good combo for me.
You stab, pull through, didn't die, and swivel behind John.
Yep. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and attack the zombie now.
Okay, roll the hit.
Ooh, 18,
So close.
21,
You hit.
26. Yeah.
You hit with your cleaver. It's got 1 hit point, so
okay,
yeah, you
yeah.
kill it finally. You're like, I got it. Killed it, Reginald.
That's how you do it.
See that?
Then it's its turn, and it's gonna drop another zombie of the other orc next to Thane to torture him. And it's gonna attack Thane and critically miss. So now the mound's gonna attack Thane.
Jesus.
Poor thing.
Bless fates.
Actually, it's just gonna reach out and grab the zombie that you just killed and absorb it back into its body.
Bless fates.
Bless fades. Okay. Then it is John, you're up. Desmo.
Again? Oh, yeah. Last magic missile.
Well, shoot.
Plus the 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. Plus 10 is 19 total.
Nice.
Way to get that back in the groove. Your lightning is really, just moving around and killing things, and
You're carving Desmo into it right now.
yeah. Missiles keep hitting it, and the form of it is starting to shake. It's like limp bodies are falling off it.
Should the zombies be having to go through the
They drop
spikes?
outside of the range or spikes.
Okay.
Yep.
I saw that. It's my turn.
Yes.
It's almost like it's tossing them out.
Yeah.
Good old Thorn Whip.
Good old Thorn.
So I gotta do the spell save.
Yes. No, you make a spell attack.
Or spell save. 10.
Misses. I mean, you hit into it, but you don't hit anything that's alive enough to hurt. Then it is Thane as he turns to quell his brother.
No longer
Arms.
blessed.
No longer blessed. It doesn't matter because this thing has a AC of 8. And that's like 18 points of damage plus another attack. 19. 6 plus another 16 points of damage, so that kills it. Let's make a con save. Does not make its con save. It dies.
34 damage to his zombie.
He just cuts its head off. And then it is back to Jake. Judar Brightcrest. Of the brightest crest. Natural white tea.
I just have this feeling that this will work. So I rush up my full 30 movement to get right by Thane.
Yes, you can get right there.
Am I in melee? Am I in touch range of it?
Yeah.
I'm going to reach out and try to touch the mound and try and cast Cure Wounds into it.
Okay. So roll your what you
hit
heal it for.
I have to hit first, don't I? For the touch.
Do you have to hit on the Cure Wounds? No, you don't.
Yes, you have to touch somebody. Well, oh, you don't. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. There's a range on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just.
So if there's a range, you don't need it. Touch.
You instantly heal people when you try to. So.
14 points of healing.
Okay.
Dumped into it.
It seems to quiver a little. Okay. Alright. Then it is Josh.
Yo, I'm done with this whole Wand of Wonder thing. Let's just get up there and hit it with a rapier.
Okay. So, Josh.
17.
Yeah, so a 22, does that hit him?
Yes.
Nice.
Cool. So I do an extra 2d6 because of sneak attack because he's like got so many people hitting him, right? Yeah? I'm interpreting this correctly?
Yeah.
Cool. 4, 9, 17, 21 points of damage.
Jeez.
So you stab into this thing, and when you do, bodies just start to fall limp on the floor as your rapier pierced straight through the forehead of one corpse that looked fresher than the others.
Like the household entity. Like the main.
Yeah. Chained together at the wrists and green eyes, looks fresh unlike the rest of the undead around it. And as you pull your sword out, it falls backwards and the corpse mound falls limp.
Nice.
Find your javelin, sir.
Yep, so I'm going to go run up there.
Make an investigation check,
Okay.
because there's a lot of bodies.
Come on.
Yeah, search them all for magic items.
18.
18.
Yeah.
You found it.
Yes, sir.
Nice. I got Thundercat back.
Yes.
I would like to do an investigation check of
Sure.
time to see what this thing holds.
Okay, roll investigation.
Can I join it?
Yeah, everyone can roll investigation. Because you're sifting through the bodies.
I got a 15.
Thane takes
10.
the 2 orc bodies and starts to bury them over here.
I got a 15.
Better than
What do I add to
I
it?
got 19.
What do I add?
That's the best we got.
What do you add to it?
Investigation score.
Yeah. So.
Plus 4. So it'd be 13.
19's our best.
19's your best. Okay. You find the shackles that were holding the main fresh non-zombie person that was in the center are thick golden shackles and appear to be magic. And after burying his 2 comrades in a shallow grave, Thane walks up to you guys and hands each of you a necklace with a fang on it. It says, wear these and you can come. I'm sorry, I'll get in character here in a second.
So you handed us all necklaces?
Yeah, they're like got a thick tooth on it, each of the necklaces.
Color the tooth.
Just black. It's painted black.
Black thing.
It says, wear these necklaces and you'll be safe in our camp and you can come rest with us.
What do we address this as? A necklace of
Amulet of the Black Fang.
Amulet of the Black Fang. That sounds good.
I like it.
It's not magic. It's just like
Yeah, it's just a token.
just a good thing to have.
You see, he's wearing one.
So I take it you're the war chief of the Black Fang clan.
The last.
The only.
The only.
You know your brothers were dealing in slaves and trying to get in cahoots with the Reach. Yes.
We all were, and it bit us in the rear end. We would have just been puppets. And the minute I disagreed, they cast me to a plane and thought they'd never hear from me again. They're wrong.
How'd you escape?
I was strapped in for 10 years. And finally came upon a church. And was making refuge in there. And I woke up and was on this side of the plane.
I know the church you speak of. That church no longer exists. That church is all but rubble. I was sent here to kill you. We were sent here to kill you. I'm going to choose to ignore that command, but you can do no more harm in this land. I did not mean to make that rhyme. I'm going to tell them that you are dead.
We're leaving.
That's why I'm going to tell them you're dead.
I appreciate it.
Don't come back here.
Allies?
Acquaintances, I cannot make that deal. But I'd shake his hand. If I find a way to eventually gain favor with someone that I can speak to about it, perhaps we would talk about being allies in the future. To a common end, if nothing else.
We will be near the coast.
I'm aware of where the island of Gramash is, so.
You want a boat from us, it'll be in the water in about 2 days.
Do we need a boat?
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I want a boat. I mean, if somebody's going to give me something really valuable, I'm going to take it.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
for sure.
Oh, certainly.
And an orc-made boat like that can travel across the ocean is valuable.
We're rich.
Alright, let's end there for the night.
The golden shackles. Does anybody know what they are? Do I know what they are?
Nah, you're gonna have to investigate or
Do you think we should-
identify.
Let me, tomorrow I can memorize an ID spell and try it.
Yep.
So do you think that these necklaces that he gave us are sufficient to show that we killed him?
That's a very good point. I had not made that connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we massacred the last war chief of the Black Fang and took their penance as tokens of success, of victory.
I like it.
Could we
We wear it now as a trophy.
could we potentially say we killed the war chief and we're met with other orcs that were happy we killed them
And
try to
subdued
bridge,
them /
They all wear one of these necklaces, so yeah.
and bridge the gap between so there's no more animosity between the orcs in the town.
Well, our goal in the long run, whenever we're speaking to someone, whenever they've given us enough, like whenever we feel like we've built up enough rapport with either Gregory or Roderick, would like to breach the subject of peace and a possible alliance against the Reach. He seems like he would be a powerful ally in the future. Keep me on track with that, guys. Is that something like world building that we could really use?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, orcs against reach.
Thanks for watching. Come back in 2 weeks for some more chaotic awesome.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. If anybody actually tuned back in for the second half.
Yeah, hey,
And we apologize for the outage.
it'll all be on YouTube too. As one big video. You need to
Thank
skip
you
the
very
boring
much.
parts.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching.
That wrung me out.